to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own influence. This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing. We want you to smoke the natural herb. Some call it marijuana, some call it sensimilla, some call it lamb's bread, and some people call it ganja.
Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm KTI.
KTI is in the co-host seat right here. Mitch is doing some doctor swag or something. I failed to notice this until about 10 minutes ago, so I was sitting around waiting for him to show up, and then apparently he's not showing up till 6 o'clock, till the show starts, till the next show starts, till the glass show.
Tricky.
But we're going to plow ahead and keep moving, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We have
Kev Jodry on the line.
Yes, we
from
do.
Wonderland Nursery, and then also the Golden Tarp Awards.
Which is, once I heard his voice, I was like, oh, it's this guy. I know this guy. So we're glad to have him on. He's right on the line right now, aren't you?
Hey, Kev.
Hey, Kev.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. It's good to hear a good New England voice, even if he's on the West Coast. You know what I mean? It's always it's very comforting for a guy who grew up in Rhode Island. You know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Did you watch our friend Ron Wallace with his pumpkin things we were talking about last time? Did you see him on the news at all? He didn't quite.
Yeah.
He didn't get the world record.
Yeah, no.
But he did all right.
No, but he's producing some giant damn fruit, boy.
Yeah, and he's got that formula, the WOW program, which is his own personal, mostly microbe influence sort of products, but obviously doing the job, obviously, right?
Yeah, totally. He's dialed in what is uptaken for the gourds.
Yeah.
Now, if we could get him to work on can, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, we are actually. He's I think he's harvesting his first stuff this year too. So I'm very curious to see how he's adapted that over to from pumpkins over to cannabis. So
yeah, me too. Be interesting.
Yeah. So you must be excited. What is tomorrow? Is it starting?
Yeah, tomorrow the Tarp kicks on. Yeah, we're just over the roof on this one, man. We got 140 killer depth samples. The quality of California harvest this year was just stellar. No fire problems really, no fungals. So out of the first, I think we had 140 come in. So out of the first 80, I think I only had 2 DQs total for anything.
Nice.
Yeah, so we should be looking at maybe 10 DQs out of 140 for anything at all. So this way, it's I call it lab grade pot, but if anything that is in the Tarp is something that could be put on the table at a legit business.
For sure.
And it allows the cultivators a chance to get to kind of feel what that's like. What's it like to have your cannabis really gone through completely for all contaminants? And so when we first started this, we were losing a lot of people, and as we go forward in time, the cultivators get better and better, and it's just really nice to see it, man. It gives you such faith in your culture when you see everybody step up, because we're not having any Avid, Eagle, or any of the other crap in the cannabis. It's beautiful, beautiful organic flowers, and it's taken a minute to get it to that level, but man, this has been such a beautiful, beautiful intake of samples for this cup. So the judges are going to be over the roof tomorrow.
Yeah, well, at the Emerald Cup last year, they had an incredible amount of disqualifications. I mean, it was like the opposite of what you're talking about. I think it was like 80% of them disqualified. I mean, there was some serious numbers where it was just like, wow. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that if you're doing light depth, you're a little bit more. Your timing is a little bit more crucial because you're not quite letting them things go to that point where they end up getting moldy or having issues and things. I think that might be an advantage, I guess.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed. It allows us to really, like, for me, something like Girl Scout Cookie, which is really popular here, that's like a November 1st finish in true outdoor. But if I put it in depth, I can get it to come out October 1st. And I like to pull the cookies and things that change color. I like to get them into that first part of October so that I can get the temperature drop. Right. And then I can get this gorgeous, rich, full purple-colored cookie coming out at 25% with 0 fungals, and that's what I need to have as an outdoor product. I can't have a green cookie. And you're forced to have green cookie and stuff like that when you're starting to have any kind of weather problems. And so that allows you to work with some of the strains that are a little... You guys in Colorado, same situation. You're forced to work with your environment.
Yeah, no.
And when you can manipulate it a little bit, boy, it lets you work with some varieties that are just beautiful, but you can't do full term.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think also you can do strains that you normally could never pull off because it'd be like mid-November, early December, or something like that if you actually put it out in normal.
Yeah,
cycle.
Totally. And so it's nice for a lot of people, and the dep itself is so inexpensive for most people. You don't have to have some of the new super huts. You can do traditional old school pull, and you're seeing people able to generate really, really high quality product with a lot of the new breathable films you can use as your dep tarps. And so you're seeing some really, really incredible stuff. I'm telling you, I wish you guys could see the little pack. I have to hold a pack for you, a little sample pack. The quality of the depth this year was gorgeous, and the wine crop was gorgeous too. So all ag in general was a really good year this year. It'd be great to go to like the state fair and see all the ag they produce that.
Sure. Last year was bad here too. We had a lot of rain just at the most critical time when you really needed just those 3 weeks when they needed to really just push out. It was just like constant rain, and then it went from rain to cold, and we just had no break. You know what I mean? So last year was like PM everywhere, people having all sorts of issues, and then this year, same as for Cali as for here, we're definitely having a good one, and we're looking at probably we might have a freeze in about 2 weeks, 10 days, but even at that, if your plants are well established, they can survive pretty damn good as long as it's not a hard freeze.
Yeah. Well, if it isn't too hard to freeze, and the roots are in the ground.
Yeah. Makes a big difference.
I noticed with the cold, if they're in a pot, it screws them up. But yeah, if you can make it some of these strains go through, it lets us work with some neat stuff. And so to me, it's fascinating because I've always had this fantasy to have universal cultivation where we could go to Colombia and get December harvest weed.
Right.
And the dep is the only way some of us can get some of that stuff out here. So it's really pretty neat in the way it does what it does. But it became such a dominant production methodology that the number of people that are participating in it is just unbelievable.
Tell me a little bit about your categories, because you kind of come at it a little bit different than some of the other cups out there.
Yeah. Well, what I did was I needed a way to shrink the population down to 16 for a test. So I knew that judges, like I judged the Emerald Cup, and so we judged over 700 on that. But that takes about a month. And I didn't want to. I didn't have the ability to have a month, and I had no way to give anybody that number of strains in one day and have them do it. So what I did is I broke it up into 4 categories: fuel, earth, fruit, and floral. And that lets me then have a distribution of strains. And what we do is we use lab analysis to make the sift. So the lab analysis is cleanliness first, and then it's combined cannabinoids and combined terps. And so I use the terps and the cannabinoids to give me who's got the most terps with the most combined cannabinoids in each of those 4 categories. And what it does is it lets me get 16% strains able to compete with the 28 fuels. Mm-hmm. And so last year we had a 16.7 or a 16.8 win that was a dieselberry that came out of the fruit category. But it allows me to use the lab THC analysis and terp analysis to give me some kind of sifting process to get down to a number that the judges can work with. But by having the categories, it doesn't just focus on the THC potency alone.
Right.
And so the people see it pretty well. And it was funny because last year I had Dr. Abrams took a look at the competition, and he did a really in-depth study on the terpological breakdown. And what he found was that really, as far as he was concerned and some of these other experts concerned, that cannabis really breaks down into 2 families. Basically, fruit and floral is a subset, and then fuel and earth is a subset. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of neat, when we started breaking all these things up to see it. But what it does, it just lets the competitors have a chance to put cannabis in and get a chance for lower potency strains to compete against higher potency strains.
Sure,
and then
potency really. We all recognize now that THC is not the number one indicator of anything. It's just it's a benchmark that lots of people love to run around and tell everybody how they got 30% or whatever, but.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything to me because I've gotten plenty of... It's really all about the ratios. It's like, is it a 1-to-1, a 2-to-1, or the other way around?
Mm-hmm. And the minor cannabinoids that you don't measure.
Yeah, and then so you have minors
you're not measuring, and you have terps you're not measuring. But in order to get down to like a 16 sample set, I have to use some criteria. So the total cannabinoids in each category, and then the total terpenes in each category. And I put those 2 together.
What are you doing for a percentage on that? What are you doing for a percentage on that? As far as are the lab results and those terpene results? How much do they weigh into the factor of the actual judging?
they actually, what they weigh into is they weigh into the actual entry into the top 16.
Okay, just to get to the preliminaries, basically.
To get in the preliminary. Once it gets in there, now the 20 judges get to break it up. And so what I do is I bring in 5 or 6 industry pros that I think are highly knowledgeable, previous judges, industry guys, and then I bring in 14, 15 people right out of the audience where they get to spin a big tumbler and they pull a gold ball, and it allows 15 people and their friends, so I'll have 30 people come in, and they'll help these professional judges judge the cannabis. And it's really neat because I get to get regular people who never get to touch high-end cannabis. They get to be part of this, and we bring them to this private location. We put them in this awesome VIP spot, and we really put a little show on for them so that regular people who normally don't get to hang out and judge and touch the high end, they get to be judges.
That's cool. And then so everybody puts their name in. Everybody puts their name into this barrel, and you guys pick them out on stage. Is that what you're saying?
No. There's a gold. No, when as soon as you come into the event, there's this giant tumbler filled with ping pong balls that are white, and then 15 that are gold.
Gotcha.
And if you ask to be a judge, you say, "Hey, I'd like to be a judge," and they'll spin it, and if the gold ball pops out, boom. And we set it up so every time it turns, a ball comes out no matter what, so that the population thins down, so that by noon I have my whole pool.
Gotcha.
And then by noon to 4, noon to 5, these 20 people can chew up those 16 varieties, and then I bring in a couple of terp experts that bring in all these different samples of terpenes that represent the different categories of the cannabis, so that the new judges can start to smell tones and scents and start to understand, wow, I got you. That's what humulene smells like.
Right. And are you guys using just off-the-shelf terps, or are you guys actually doing cannabis-based terps?
Both. We have off the shelf that are just general, and then I have a lady coming in specifically, and she's going to do steam distillation of some cannabis terps on site, so that they can see what OG terps smell like off the OG, what's a sour.
Yep.
And it'll just give them an education and a little bit of fun for them, and some stuff that, just like I said, that regular people normally, they read about it and they see it in the magazines, they listen to it on your show, but regular guys don't get a chance to touch the goodies that much.
Yeah.
And I really wanted an event that let regular people who just love cannabis and just paid $30, let them come in and get some cool shit, and we hook them up with a killer package and all kinds of little accoutrements, and it makes me happy. I love to see regular people really enjoy a party,
Yeah, no, and the thing is, a lot of times, again, like in Amsterdam, when we were there, one of the things that was interesting was the first store that I had was called Cannabis in Amsterdam, and really it was like pre-internet. So we had a big map on the wall, and it was just like telling people where to go so they didn't waste their time, you know what I mean? And when we told them where to go, and then as they were on their way down there, we'd make a call and say, hey, listen, there's a couple coming in from Ohio, da-da-da-da-da, and then they walk in and it was like custom treatment, you know what I mean? They came in and they're like, hey, so you guys are from Ohio, and they're like, how did you know that? It's like, well, a little bird told me. But Ben, in the end of the day, you realize that a lot of times it was just like getting people over the comfort zone of like they're like so they don't really know what to do, and then once they get past that, it's like, okay, now we can hang with the big boys. You know what I mean? No problem at all.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And what I noticed is that for a lot of people, they don't trust their own opinion. Mm-hmm. And so for us, what we do is we bring in all these pro judges in to help these guys. But ultimately, what we're doing is we're coaching them to have an opinion.
Yeah.
That awesome. Whatever they believe is right for them, and that's what they should choose. And it's nice because I think a lot of times you don't get people, they don't have the ability to make hard choices where, like, this is what I like, and bam. You have to always accept something. And so it's nice. Most people, you're taught to be non-judgmental. But when you're a cannabis judge,
you got to be slightly judgmental, I think. That's part of it.
You got to be judgmental. And it allows them this really neat opportunity. And we let them bring a guest with them, too. And then, like I said, then the whole thing is off-site, so we have a shuttle come and shuttle them all the way, private, and it's really pretty trick, man.
Nice. And so during
the experience is good.
When do you pick these people out? You pick them out tomorrow? Is that the deal, as they come in?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yep. By noon, we'll have everybody set up, and then we'll just whisk them away to the setup that's already rolling, and we'll judge it all out, tabulate it, 5:30, 6 o'clock on stage, give the award, present the trophy.
And so what's the rest of the people do during the day? What do you have planned for them, for the people who don't actually?
Well, the rest of the event, the Tarp itself, is what we do is we bring in a fantastic educational segment. So what I do is I take a look. I'm a cultivator, so I say, hey, what are all the people that I deal with that I think are awesome? that are knowledgeable and able to convey the information, and I use, let me get all those people on stage to talk about all the pertinent things that I need to know, therefore other cultivators probably need to know.
Sure.
And then I bring in a whole track of legal and then all your permitting and all your specialties for all the stuff that's going on in Mendo and Humboldt. So this way, everybody who comes to the event, and then all the different regulatory boards, the BOE, so we have the head of the Board of Equalization, all the different tax boards, all the people in California that control and regulate, they send their reps to my event, and then they can speak to the people directly to let the cultivators know, hey, this is what's coming, these are the regulations. This way, everybody gets really accurate, good information.
And there's a bunch of smoking going on, I hope, right?
Oh, hell yeah. There's rivers of smoking, and there's rivers.
I was a bit nervous there. I was a bit nervous. I was
the puffing's going down, brother. But the thing is, the people in the industry here, it's changing so fast, and we've been, entrenched so long one way that we're trying to bring in as many people as possible that people can ask questions that are competent to answer those questions. And so it really works out well. I mean, we get hundreds and hundreds of people at each one of these little little classes we put on because it's all pertinent information. So it makes the people who come into it able to get some value. And then we bring in some really quality-ass vendors and some really neat educational classes on all kinds of cool stuff. And then there's a river of good cannabis.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice educational event about greenhouse technology and organic technology and how do you produce high quality depth and then how do you stay out of prison while you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
What are you doing on the 10th of this month? Are you available by any chance? Because there's an event going on in Rhode Island, which I'd love to.
Shit.
I'd love to bring you to if you could. It's a friend of mine is doing his 4th annual. It's called the Cannabis All Stars, and I think Ron's going to be there and a few other people. So I don't know if you want to go back to the East Coast around the 10th.
Okay, I'll check. Yeah, I'm a little. Yeah. But no, that'd be kind of cool.
I would love to see you. I'd love to see you in your element. I mean, you'd be there with all your peeps.
Hang out. That'd be great.
No, it sounds good. And then,
that'd be awesome. No, yeah, I will. I'll bump you an email.
Yeah, for sure. And so, how many people have you got working for you right now on this thing? What's your staff looking like?
What's the staff on the Tarp right now? What do we got? How many people on the Tarp right now? Yeah, no, how many people total working on the Tarp right now? They're probably 30 of us here, and then the staff that's going to come into the material itself, so probably another 20 volunteers. There's maybe 50 people on this.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it's one of those things. I just asked because I've organized so many events, and it's one of those things where if you have a good team of people, I mean, you can pull off anything. But if you don't have if you don't have a good team of people, it could be a whole nightmare. Especially because when you start bringing cannabis into any kind of event, it's like everybody that was this guy was so on point until we got him high, and all of a sudden he's like in the corner, useless. You know what I mean? So you got the same people every year for the last couple of years. All the same crew. They love it. Obviously.
Yeah, same crew. I use the same crew for my dispensary. The same crew from the dispensary, the same crew I use to do the promotion at my events.
Nice.
And they're good at it.
Yep.
And then what we do is we're able to bring in all our volunteer crew and people that we are involved with, and so it works out really, really well. And Humboldt's a cool spot too, where it's a community collaborative kind of thing.
Sure.
So you can get cats to work together and pull together and
they can all trim weed really good, probably too.
Yeah, they can. Some of them better than others.
Got great hands.
They all can trim too. So in case we need a little side project. So is it all in one day, or do you guys stretch it out over 2 days, or just all one day?
No, it's all in one day, man. It's all in one day still.
Yeah.
And everybody rolls in tomorrow morning at 10. Event ends at probably about 10 o'clock. So a good 12 hours of. By the time you're done, you're ready to go home.
Oh yeah, no, people don't realize what a taxing thing it is to consume massive amounts of cannabis on one day, and try to keep your wits and put down relevant information. I always notice it with my notes too. It's like in the beginning I got it all, I'm doing great, and then about halfway through they're getting like, what the hell was I even writing here? I can't even figure it out.
Yeah, hieroglyphics.
Exactly, and you start making little notes.
I can't understand. Yeah.
You're like, I'll remember that note. Sure. So I think it's tough. It's tough jobs. Everybody wants to be a judge, but then when they get into the actual situation, it's like, whoa, man, this is a real job. It's more than a job, actually.
Yeah. Truth. Especially sometimes it's the cannabis. You'll hit a strain that really hits you. And then when you hit that one, it'll sit you down. And so that's when that's why we have all the lounge and all the food and all the replenishment, so that people can take a break and get themselves hydrated. And
you break it down in the end to 16. That's the final that they have to deal with, is 16 in one day.
Yeah, they deal with 16.
Yeah,
out of all of them, 16 make it through the sift, and then that 16 becomes a piece.
Yeah.
And then anybody that wants any of the samples back, we can give them back. Anything that made it through that wasn't dirty, we'll give back to you if you want it.
Nice. And with the judging, can the people who enter judge? Like, is that possible, or is it like you enter and you're
no,
you keep it out of the thing?
Yeah. You're not allowed if you're an entry. And even me. So like for me, what I do is I double blind myself. So I have somebody code it out. Yep. And then when I tabulate all the entries at the end, I then go to the book and look to see who won. So this way, I don't even know, and it makes it fun for me too. Yeah, otherwise, I feel like I don't want the growers to think that somebody's doing any sneaky shit.
No,
I want them to be able to feel like they really had a fair shot at winning, and that was what it was, and it wasn't somebody making a decision on above.
Of course, and that's the way. I mean, everybody's. Always accusing High Times and all these other events of cheating. And a lot of times it's not true at all, and I know for a fact. But the problem is that when there's a lot of time involved, like when you start talking like a week-long thing, there's so much time for shit to go wrong, like things to get weird, you know what I mean? Like, hey, so what happened to that?
Yeah.
What happened to that entry? Oh, I don't know. It's disappeared. And it's like, really? So the best entry disappeared. Amazing. How's that happen every year? That stuff happened all the time where you were like, because there was like 5 days to plan it out, you know what I mean?
Whereas all the old cannabis cups that you were involved in were also long and big.
Yeah, long. I mean, 5 days was like the minimum usually, and it was 5 days, and everybody complained that it wasn't long enough. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be at least a month. It's like, yeah, do you know how hard it is to organize people in a month? I mean, the best way I would think is if it's all local people, for instance, and you could actually mail them their samples. You mail them in groups. You know what I mean? So they don't get it all at once. Send them like the first 5
in backslot.
Yeah, that way they got like time to like look at each one independently, and also not do the classic where you look through everything and then you pick out what you think you want to smoke, and then you're never going to smoke the other ones because they were like didn't pass your initial like visual. You know what I mean? And then that kind of sucks because sometimes you get stuff that just doesn't look so great, but it fucking knocks you on your ass, and then you're like,
totally. You got to give it. I got to take a pull on it.
You have to. Yeah, you have to at least try it, and that's
you have to.
What I notice whenever I'm with a bunch of people and we're all doing testing, it's like they're like, "You're going to smoke all of that?" And it's like, you got to at least do something. You can't like let this person enter, and just because you didn't like how it looked, not even take a hit on it, because you may be surprised.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, because the bottom line is that you don't know what you're looking at, and if you and we can say we do, but the bottom line is I get surprised a lot.
That's the best ones.
So,
those are the best ones when you're like, this isn't going to do it, and then all of a sudden you're like in the fetal position, and you're like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Actually hit me.
A diaper.
Yeah, exactly, and it actually hits you. But think about all the imported weed back in the day. A lot of that stuff looked like crap, you know what I mean? Because it was treated like crap. It was pretty much like dried in the sun, you know what I mean? There wasn't they didn't do anything like we would tell you to do, but yet it still rocked your world, you know what I mean? So you're like, okay, well, imagine if that was actually treated like indoor, you know what I mean? Where you actually took your time, and it wasn't sitting in the sun, and it wasn't just squished up in a bale, and it wasn't stuck on a boat and into a plane and hot and cold and all these little things that can kind of affect everything. But at the same time, I don't know, some magic maybe happened in between, and that's why it works so good. It got sweated at the right time or whatever. We never know.
Just quality. Yeah, no, because quality is something that you have to experience all of it to understand quality.
100%. You know? And that's, you're only as good as what you know. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how it comes down. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't even know what really high-quality weed is, you're stuck at a certain level. You know, you're like, okay, I guess this is good. You know what I mean? And somebody else walks in and goes like, what are you doing? This is terrible. Well, luckily,
a lot of it is reference. Most nowadays, though, you have access to really good genetics. I mean, shit, you can order seeds that are incredible. I just had somebody run some of your Holy Grail, and I swear to God, every one of them come out at over 25. And I mean, like seed by clone. They couldn't be any more standardized.
Right.
When did people have had access to stuff like that? That's only modern.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Only now do you get really the ready access to ripping stuff. And before, only people that were connected had access to goody. And now everybody's starting to learn, and it's nice where you're starting to be able to have these conversations with a lot of people about what good is.
Yeah, no.
And pretty soon, people, and they have good.
Then we're going to be like, now where do we go? Damn, everybody's got good weed. This isn't I can't
Go
even.
back home and smoke it, I guess.
I guess you can't even. Well, the hard part for me is like I'm very socially inept when I have bad weed. Like if my weed is not better than everybody in the room, I'll just leave the room and go somewhere else. I'm like, you know what? I gotta get out of here. Like this guy's got better weed than me. I see it already. Like
reefer rank. Yeah.
Time to go home and fucking lick my wounds or whatever and start over again. But it is really weird. Like it's kind of like it's built in. Like same as if you don't have to go to a concert and like not have weed at that moment, I wouldn't go. I'd be like, nah, sorry. It's not that I have to. It just kind of kills me because half of my sort of being is having good weed. You know what I mean? That's like that.
Oh yeah, well it opens up the music for sure.
Oh yeah, and just anything, conversations. It's like conversations, the music, all of the above. You kind of like now you know what you're there for. Whereas if you're like walking around thinking about it, like, wish I had something good to smoke. Well, luckily you're not going to have to wish because you'll have plenty of good weed to smoke over the next couple weeks, I'm sure, at least. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah, no, they're just gorgeous too. I mean, all my stuff came out nice too. I don't enter though. I don't enter in events that I, are working with, which is a shame too because I pulled off the best step I've ever run this year. And I laughed and I said, "Oh, you would figure." But hey, I'm just glad that I get to be part of it, and it really is. It's neat to see people celebrate cultivation in all these new forms.
Yeah, no, it's great to be able to bring it to the masses like you're doing. Well, how many people are you expecting at this Golden Tarp this year?
Let's see, we had about 1,200 last year. I think the Mateel might hold 13,500, but we'll probably fill the Mateel.
Yeah, that sounds
I keep
good.
it at a local place, and I like it at the Mateel. I like the Mateel. It's a nice, small local venue, and we could do it at a lot bigger place, but something about being in Soham is killer. And then if we do it in Soham, all the local businesses in Soham benefit from it, and I like that too.
Sure, yeah.
Keep it local,
And with any cannabis event, I feel like once it gets over a certain number, it's weird because there's no way you could have actually, got to talk to everybody, or there's no way that you can actually sort of know everything that happened during the event. And like back in the day with the original cups that we were doing, they were like 200, 300 people, and then those were like the legendary ones, you know what I mean? Once it got over 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, then it started to become less personal, and like at the end of the day, you were like,
yeah,
I didn't even see that guy. He was there? Like, yeah, he was there. You're like, oh, that's kind of lame,
Oh, yeah, no, it's so big you don't see him. I know. I think there was like 20,000 at the Emerald Cup last year.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, luckily
10,000 a day, yeah.
Luckily, they somehow, I did manage to see most of the people there, and they do it does feel still not too big, even though it is quite big. It's getting bigger and bigger. But the
layout's nice. Sonoma Fair, the way they have it, and Timmy does a plus job. But the place that he chose is a good layout too. It flows nice.
Oh yeah.
So you end up bumping into people as you're moving.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not, and it's got enough trees and things to kind of keep you from feeling like you're just in this big parking lot or something, So.
Yeah. It's actually like an event to itself outside.
Yeah, well, that was great. And so what's tomorrow? What time to start? What time are you finishing?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock a.m. How many? Last year and the last couple of years, was it like just chock a block with people, or do they kind of trickle in during the day?
Oh yeah, packed right away.
They're like
as soon as you get there, there's no parking.
It's like
we're
the one event. Yeah, it's kind of like how the Emerald Cup is though too. I think everybody's like literally waiting for that one event a year. So I'm sure with your local. All the locals there, they must be waiting for this one because it comes out earlier.
Oh yeah, and the Mendo crew's coming in, and it's just kind of like me and Tim got Timmy owns the Emerald Cup. We have a good relationship, and so like I tell people, the Emerald Cup is where you judge all your full term, and this is where you judge your depth. And so the two cups kind of work together because we have a good relationship on that.
Yeah.
And so we can kind of we don't have to compete with each other.
I like that. No, and that's the way more events should be because the problem is a lot of times, you're like. There's like 3 cups in the same weekend, you know what I mean? And you're like, this is stupid because it's fragmented. Same thing happened recently with the glass shows here too. Like we had Champs here and then the big show in Miami the same weekend. So it's like it's impossible. You go around to the booths and you're like, okay, so where's all the guys that are supposed to be here? And they're like, oh, well, they had to pick one spot. You know what I mean? They couldn't do both. And so I feel like if more cannabis-related companies, I mean, we know it's not too hard to figure out what's going on in your area, and if something's happening on a certain weekend, and unless you somehow already dead set on it, if there's a way to work with those people, it's a much better way to work. Because in the end of the day, if there's 10,000 people total, and you've just made it instantly 5,000, no matter how you look at it, because there's no way they can do two, and so. Much
exactly,
better,
and that's not needed. That's not good business. See, I don't think that's being a good businessman is diminishing the total.
100%.
There, we have an ability to do a better job, and we don't have to compete in that same competitive manner. We can actually collaborate, and it's kind of cool. We used to collude.
You can even take the winners from one and then put them in the other one. That's the way I look at it. Like, it's much more interesting if, like, hey, you know what? Win this thing and we'll automatically put you into this other one, and you don't have to pay nothing, and we'll pay for your entry fees or whatever it is. If there are entry fees. Do you guys charge for entry fees for your gig, or is it?
Yeah, we charge for the entry fee because in this way it pays for all the lab.
Sure. Yeah, lab stuff.
And then you get all the lab info back. You get the full screen. You get a comprehensive screen. God, this is a good one.
Nice. So, you got any email addresses or anything like that we can throw out there, or any way to get in touch with you guys in case people last minute are now going to get tickets tonight? Like, are there tickets available? Or is it totally sold out?
I think it's on. You can go to the Golden Tarp.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Golden Tarp. Yep, and that's a site itself online. TheGonGA.com would also have information about the Golden Tarp, and I think Eventbrite is where we're having the tickets sold online. But you know how cannabis events are. I think we might have sold 40 tickets online. We're going to sell 1,300 of them tomorrow morning at the door.
Oh, they're definitely always at the door. I mean, I always tell everybody, like, never count a weed event by the pre-ticket sales, because those people don't do that.
No. If you sell 40 tickets, that means you're going to have an incredible event.
Right. No, it's great. How much is it, by the way?
$30.
$30. It's fair. That sounds fair.
It's a great deal.
Yeah. We just made it so that there's no distinction. Yeah, come on in, have a good time, and enjoy yourself.
Well, that sounds awesome. We're going to let you go because I know you got things to do, and you got 9 minutes till 4:20, so you got to get your shit together. You got a little bit of time. I'll give you 9 minutes to get ready, and we'll get you on the show again, obviously, next time with Mitch. And find out some of the winners and stuff like that. Maybe we'll just get you on shortly in the next couple weeks.
No, I'll hit you guys up. I'll let you know what happened, and then
maybe organize a couple winners for us, and we'll get them on the air, and we can get some inside scoop. We always
that'd be fantastic. I'd love to. I would love to. When I talk to the guys that win, if that's an option that they can speak to you, I'd love to have them talk to you.
No, we'd love it because we like to see what's the trends are and what's going on, and more people.
That'd be fantastic.
More people are getting into
much.
light dep these days too, so it'll be good to know which strains work really well in that.
For real.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling
fantastic.
in. And love talking to you, and we'll definitely talk again.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on, and best to you guys in Colorado. And
I'll definitely I'll link up with you and talk to you about Rhode Island. And in the if that doesn't work out, let's get you at least out here for some time of the year to. Relax a little bit.
I'd love to hang with you guys.
Sounds good.
For real, it'd be awesome.
Sounds good,
awesome,
man.
My brother.
All right, peace. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself.
You too. Right on.
Nice one. I always love to talk to. He's a very enthusiastic person. Kevin's great because he's super enthusiastic and super positive, and he hasn't lost his accent. I love that because he's actually lived in Cali long enough that he could have adapted it and sounded all boring, but keeps that. That's got to me that's like a fiery, New England. Good old New England.
Old school in the what?
So I guess we need to do some shout-outs.
Yeah, let's do the shout-outs right away, and we'll get that pulled up.
You pull that up. I'll just barrel right into it. We got a big shout-out to Way to Grow. He's killing it in Colorado for the last 11 years, I believe it was. Maybe 12 now. Look at that. Wow, that big, loud door. Good job. Production. Uncle Stoner just rolled through. There he is. We'll get you on the show in a second when you're bored. There you go. Way to Grow. Like I said, 11 years in the game. Basically making Colorado what it is today, landscape-wise. Interior landscaping, I should say, mostly. And they are, I think they're doing their big light-up sale again, right? Isn't that what was happening last week?
Yeah, and then they're going to be switching, I think, to some. I think that's
it's the end of the month. Oh, it's the end of the month. Yeah, man, this is it.
Yeah, they're not.
It's
yeah,
the Pro
they're
Grows.
Gavita.
It's the same one as last week.
Proes. This,
isn't it?
no, this
nope,
one's
it's a new one.
No,
yeah, new one.
October. Yeah,
So
because they got the double-ended Phantoms.
Double-ended Phantoms for $375, which is a great deal. Double-ended Pro E-Series Gavitas for $475. And Sun Systems LEC 315 ceramic metal halides for $425. So that's a pretty damn good deal right there.
October 12th to October 26th.
Definitely hit them up. If you're in Denver, check out their 1051 Platte River location. 20,000 square feet. Got everything you need in this spot. And they also got Concentrate Corner there, which is pretty cool. So if you're in the Concentrate game and that's what you're doing, you can pick up whatever you need right there. Some Buchner funnel or some silicone mats or whatever, whatever is clever at that point. And you can also go to waytogrow.net, get more information from those guys anytime. And if you're feeling on the way out, you should always grab some candies, but don't think they're the good ones. These aren't even candies; these are edibles. That's how good they are. That's the quality we're talking about. They're just edible. Infused edibles and extracts from Colorado, and actually now I believe they're in Vegas and a few other spots. Always nailing it. They have the dosages right on the candy, which is awesome. So even if you've broken up the bar, you'll know exactly what you're eating, so you don't get surprised thinking you're eating a 10 milligram, but you're actually eating a 35 or a 50. Peach Dream Limited right now. This is a peaches and cream, super flavor. One thing these guys can do is nail the flavors every time. I haven't had one that I didn't just blow me away. Also, you can go to their website, which is iloveincredibles.com, and check out. They have now find a store all over this country, so it's not even just here in Colorado, but all over the place. And
great way to get through the day, eat some candy.
You can also it's not candy, it's edibles.
Oh, jeez, Louise, edibles, some chocolate. Great way to eat some chocolate.
Yes. So and also check out their extracts if you have any chance to do that, because those things are incredible. Imagine that, incredible. Also, they have their black and gold, so the black being the in-house varieties and the gold being whatever store you happen to be at. But check those guys out. Fire shit. Fireberries, my favorite. I'm not even going to go into the list of how many, because there's about 17, 18. The kid's not here, so we can't ridicule him and make him do stuff. But it's just me and Kyle.
Yeah, I eat the Makiba bar. I like the little nuts.
Yeah?
Well, fruit nuts and whatever. The edible, like granola, you know what I mean?
You have to eat Taco Bell if you want to be the kid. You're obviously not.
No, I don't. Not Taco Bell.
You're obviously not.
Not that way.
And another big shout out to our buddies over at which one we go to? Oh, we got to go to Dark Horse. Damn, I thought Dark Horse jumps around. Sometimes they're in the beginning, sometimes they're not. I like to have the order.
That's a horse. That's what it does.
Just jumping around.
Just
jumps around. Freaking horse.
Nay.
Freaking horse. So we have Dark Horse concentrates. They've also got AU extracts underneath their umbrella, and Extract to Colorado for all your solventless extraction. And bunch of different new collabs they're doing, and they're also right now putting out some fire genetics. I mean, it's the last crop there. It's looking amazing. I was down there the other day. You can go to their website and see where their latest drops are. Their
Instagram's definitely got their good drops.
And these are all the new recreational retail seed packs. So these are the first guys that actually get their shit together and get recreational seeds into the shelves so that anybody over 21 can get it. And it's going to change the game around here, because I've been here for over 5 years and haven't seen any seeds properly put out. It's always been like, you have to grow them yourself and sell them out of your one store, and that's it. But now they've got it available so that they can produce. So you get the guys who actually know what they're doing to produce seeds, and then they bring those seeds to the place who actually knows how to sell them, instead of forcing the guys who just know how to sell stuff to try to make stuff, especially when it comes to breeding, because it would be a good idea to actually have a clue what you're doing before you get into it. Right? And that's darkhorsegenetics.com or what? What do they got?
No, it's it's not.
God.
Sorry, no, it's
not.
DHCO
I'm lost.
dot.
DHC, huh?
DHCO.co.
too complicated. Guys, get a better web. What's that?
That's your...
No, DHCO.co.
We got bottles?
Yeah, let me go check.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go check, actually.
Huh?
Let me go check.
Is it bottles of water?
Did you bring any?
Oh, man, it was a crazy one.
If you didn't bring any, then we don't have it.
Yeah, no, I didn't bring any. It got a little crazy.
Right,
I was doing some zigging and zagging for sure today.
We'll jump into it anyway. Let's talk about our buddies.
DHCO.co for Dark Horse.
There you go.
It's 4:20 in the Mile High City.
What?
On Friday.
Woo, smoke weed.
All right, so
or dab weed.
So we don't smoke for like 5 minutes, right? That's what we do. That's my deal. 4:20 is when you quit.
It's your
you,
moment of silence.
Yeah, then you're like, you guys all smoke. It's an amateur hour.
Moment
This is the amateur minute of the day. So we'll let all
we're doing 419 now, right?
Yeah, we do 421. We do 419. We just don't do 420. Our buddies at Build a Soil. Finally, I'm sure he's getting a break because now everything. Yeah, well, maybe not, because maybe now everyone's going to start getting their soil ready for next year because they're like, you know what? This was so good this year. We killed the game. But for all your no-till, all your small batch, artesian soil needs, things like that, you can give a call to Jeremy at Build a Soil, which is 855-877-SOIL.
He came up with a new discount program.
New discount program?
So now it's over your lifetime. It's not just about how much you spend in a day. So now it's
lifetime
cumulative. So there's good stuff going on. He's hooking it up.
I like that. But again, super customer service. Get online to check out what they've got. They've got all sorts of hard-to-locate amendments, things that, you didn't even know you needed, actually. Dehydrated coconut, aloe vera, things like that. That sounds great for you. You'd be like, hey, I'll drink it, rub it, whatever. But plants like it, too. It's great for their... They do. It's an awesome... That is an awesome foliar. They think about aloe and how it feels. Mm-hmm. So, you just know plants are going to eat that up, literally. And but also, if you got any large projects, Jeremy can definitely help you out too. He hooked up our buddies from Elite Genetics, and they literally had 30,000 plants, I believe, outdoors. So if he can handle up to that size, no problem. I think they had 14 tractor trailer trucks come in full of soil or something like that. It's huge. It was huge, man, huge.
Boom.
And buildasoil.com. Give them a shout, and obviously tell all these people. Adam Dunn Show. Then that usually keeps you on the line for an extra minute or so. And then before they're like, I don't know if we're going to listen to you. Growstone. I don't have any bottles. I can't prove that I'm working for them right now, which I usually am. But you see those bottles? Recycled bottles. Doesn't matter if it's pickles or beer. That gets turned into Growstones. Cool.
Even broken pipes.
Even broken pipes. How
broken
cool is that?
rigs,
That's expensive grow stones. Imagine all the broken rigs turn into grow stones.
But they're not sharp edges, though.
No, they're very soft. They're very soft. You could definitely run your hands through them and not even get cut. Bunch of different sizes. But what's awesome about them is they have a lot of surface area. They're not like hydrocorals or hydrostones where you get the little round. They're all round and your plant can't stand up straight because it's like it's like trying to stand up in a bunch of ping pong balls or something like that. These all have little edges and they catch each other, and the water trickles down and catches more air, and it's got a great cation exchange. So it's just kind of like one of those things where you don't have to think about it. I mean, it's just doing its thing. They got big ones for drainage. They got smaller ones to kind of loosen up your soil. The other cool thing is that they don't float, which is a big pain in the ass when you're working with perlite, because at the end of the day, you come back and you're like, how come all the perlite's on the top of my plant? Well, it's because it floats, and so every time you overwater the plants and create like a nice soupy mix, you basically have to really lightly water. So if you're using drip irrigation, you don't get this problem so much, but people who hand water definitely get this problem because they always tend to water too hard in the beginning. So it all floats up to the top. And that is growstone.com, I believe, right?
Yep, it is growstone.com.
Look at all those growstones.
Sure.
Look at all that beer. Beer. It's a lot of beer. It's a lot of beer.
Oh, growstones.
It looks actually like a little bit like behind my mom's place. Like, it's kind of like how it is. Like just throw the beers over here.
Means work is getting done.
I did clean it up recently, but it was a little bit like that. Maybe half of that. But Growstone, great product. Definitely look for them. And they also have that gnat control stuff, which is basically like a top layer that you throw on your pots and it will keep any fungus gnats, which out of all the pests that are out there, those are the ones that are like, really? You have got everything under control except those damn fungus gnats. Those things tend to be a nightmare. And our buddies from Hydroponic Research, Veg and Bloom. This is the easiest right now formula that we've seen. It's a salt-based formula, so it's going to be super stable. You're not paying for water. You're not paying for all this extra weight. Imagine when you start doing, 500 lights, 1,000 lights, crazy numbers like that. Just the amount of water that would have to be brought in would just be phenomenal. You'd be like, okay, so how much do we pay and why? Now, in small times, it doesn't really matter, but when you start doing bigger things, it definitely matters. And one thing with Veg and Bloom, it's super duper consistent, and you can. One other thing too is that when you start with it, you actually, even though it's one part or it's a couple parts in the end, but even though it's all in one, but it's also all in one based on whatever your water conditions are. So you need to first figure out what you got. You have soft water, hard water. Is it well water? Is it city water? Is it been filtered? Is it not? So at the end of the day, when you're doing all that, once you get it all dialed in, though, it's literally scoop and drop and mix and go. So it's the one product that we definitely push. Ha ha ha! As you put it up there.
That's awesome.
Look at that. You love that.
No pun.
But on top of that, we've seen results, and there's some of the largest facilities here in America. In Illinois, our buddy
Crushing
Philip,
it.
he is crushing it. Unbelievable.
Illinois? What part of Illinois?
I don't know. Why are you from Illinois?
I am from
You
Illinois.
sound like somebody
Yeah.
who'd be from Illinois that
I'm
gets
from
so
Illinois.
excited.
I'm a
that
Midwestern.
I said the word Illinois. Wow. He'd be like, "How do you get out of there?" That's what I would say.
Head west. You
Right?
head west.
There you go.
That push product, though, really good. I love that. Definitely, my plants felt it every time. Like, yes, that was a good one. But in general, they are keeping it simple, which is really important, and pretty much the mantra of cannabis. I mean, anybody who's a grower who's like asked for advice usually goes in that direction. It's usually not like, make it really complicated. Make sure what you do is don't know what you're doing. That would be really good. No, it's just keeping it real simple and consistent. And then once you get on a track like that, the plants tend to respond. And once you get the good results out of them, it just keeps coming. The hits keep coming.
Yeah, but start slow and steady.
Well, yeah, and then you know what you're going to need. You're not always up in the dark.
Instead of having 10 different things and then fixing 5 and then trying to figure out which 2 or
Sure. Well,
cause
some people
the
love
one
that. Some people that's their whole thing. They'd rather always chase around trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But then at the end of the day,
my crop's messed up.
Sometimes they'll nail it and sometimes they won't. And that's not really how it works when you're talking big, large scale production. Because large scale production, they want to see consistent results, and that's what this is all about. And our buddies from Seeds.
Here.
Now.
Seeds.
Here.
Now.
Seeds. Here.
Now.
Now.
There you go.
Seeds.
Here.
Now.
Oh, shit.
It's awesome.
We got 20. Let's see. Let me check out. I know he's got some
Seeds
deals. I got to find
now.
some deals. But he's got over 20 breeders. Pop up the names of all the breeders up there.
Yeah, their social media always has.
Yeah.
They always got deals going on with social media and stuff like that. Their Instagram account.
Well, right now, let's see. I don't know.
So let's see. There's AK Built, Brothers Grimm, Dr. Blaze, Gas Loud, OG Genetics, Swan Boys, Archive, Canorado, Dark Horse, Homegrown Natural Wonders, Mephisto, Relentless, TH, Best Coast, Crockett, Ethos, Imperial, Mosca, Snow High, The Seed Company, Bog, DJ Short, Exotic, La Plata, Moda, Sunny Chiba, Tom Dog.
Wow. You just nailed it.
Kabam.
Good job.
Kabam.
Glad you
kabam.
learned how to read in school.
I did it all.
Thank God somebody knows. But in general, these are all. The good part is he works with all these breeders directly. It's not like he's buying them off some other guy who's buying them off the breeder. He actually, I'm one of the breeders. I know how he deals with it. But and also he guarantees everything. This is the deal right now. Is this the deal? September deal. Save 15%.
This is just an hour ago.
Right now, we only have
Snow High
one
Seeds.
day. You got 1 day left.
TH Seeds, Crockett Seeds, 15% off, and Imperial.
Got 1 day. You better get on it.
Spend $150, get a gift by Ghost Genetics. Buy one, get one on Dr.
And I'm
Blaze.
100% sure if you say that you just throw in the Adam Dunn Show on top of everything, and you will get even more special deals.
Yeah, they got all
More
sorts of
special.
deals right there.
More special deals.
And they got a VIP text club, too.
Yeah, once you get on their thing, they're going to basically bombard you with stuff all day long. You'll be like, get off my phone, man.
But you'll have good weed.
But you'll have access to
You'll
good
fucking
seeds.
Killer Genetics.
Brothers Grimm, who's Mr. Soul was on the show last week. Or was it last week only?
Yeah, it was last week.
Man, that was like 2 weeks ago. So he's got some of his stuff up there right now on some special deals. So take a look. That's that Master Kush Pure Afghan from them. Looks that's the Hashmaster, right? That looked killer. All right, well, that was it. That was our big shout-outs. I feel like Joe Rogan now. I have to do the big shout-out. And we have Susan Squibb just appeared. She's materialized.
Yeah, I was shopping downstairs at the Hood Lab.
And did you get anything?
I did.
Oh, good.
I did.
What'd you get?
It's the dress. Cece put it in the...
Oh, you got one of those. Those are really nice.
Yeah. I love dresses.
Those are.
So it's casual.
Super cash dress. It's not really. It's more like a hoodie dress. Everything.
Yes.
Wow.
Looks warm.
Yeah.
You went
flex,
all for the
flex
new.
maroon.
You went for the
I
new.
know.
The new. I think
It's
you got maroon other stuff, didn't you?
Finger hold. Yep. The coat.
I think kind of you're the maroon one. You're the maroon chick. Got it. So tell us what's
Some
going
days.
on. What's going on?
Well,
Mother's High.
Mother's High Tea's come in. Yep.
When? Next week?
10th,
right?
Not quite.
Week and a half.
Monday, October 10th, at 10 a.m.
Wow.
10
Actually, I think you know what else is going on Monday, October 10th?
What?
So we're having a book signing here from my friend Joe Dolce, who made that book called Brave New Weed. You saw that one? It's pretty good. And so we're going to be doing from 4:20 to 7:10 here. Just to kill your event.
No. This is 10 to 2. So yeah.
Oh, well, you can do them all.
They're not competing.
You can do it all the same
Oh
day.
yeah, totally.
Awesome.
Make it a whole day.
Well, that
of
would be
your
very
holiday.
cultural to go from Mother's to the Mother's High to the book reading. I mean, that's
yeah.
pretty
I
on
think
point.
you're the after party now.
That sounds like it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you haven't seen that book yet? It's pretty good. I mean, mostly because I'm in it. But no. Mostly my chapter is awesome. I didn't read anybody else's. No, I did. He traveled the world, which is cool, and I met him in Amsterdam first, and then when I met him in Amsterdam, I was like, this place sucks. You're not going to get the hell out of here. Come to Denver. And when he came to Denver, then I really, showed him what's up. And I gave him his first dab. And he puked his guts out. It was kind of like,
man.
I went to City O City. He didn't even get the chance to eat.
No?
He just sat down and started getting all wavy Dave. Woo! And I ended up outside. It's all in the book. You can read about it.
Oh, good.
He actually wrote about his experiences, making it sound like basically making people never want to dab. Like, great, that was great. He ended up outside puking his guts out, which you don't normally cannabis is supposed to keep you from puking, but
right, yeah.
But when you're I think that it's anxiety more than anything.
Because
he was so nervous about it. He was so nervous about it, and then he'd been watching us do so many dabs that he realized, he's, come on, I can do this. And then, he couldn't do it.
No. And then you took him out in public, and then he kind of freaked out.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. It was definitely, it's fun to read the book after, because I was there. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember all this. And this is what was happening in his head and I was talking to him, and he was like, kind of like, woo-shee, woo-woo. And wow. Yeah, it all went like that, and then,
Yep.
And he was really embarrassed.
And then he ralphed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He ralphed, and then he was super embarrassed. And I was like, dude, I don't care. At least he didn't puke on me. It was like, it's better than just he did it somewhere. It's fine.
Somewhat appropriate place, like the alleyway or.
But it was a good little slap from the can of gods. Slap. You write a book? You want to write a book? You're gonna get slapped around first. Then we can decide if you're worthy. Oh, sounds good. So what else? Tell us more about what's going on. So
Mother's High Tea?
Yes.
Well, the fabulous CC Dunn is on the committee.
Is that why everything's running so smooth now?
Yeah.
I get it.
And Christy Lunsford and Christiana Lewis from the Hemp Connoisseur. Ashley, I'm going to mispronounce her name, Piccolo.
Okay.
Piccolo? Do you know? She's awesome. She's our business development chair. And,
Pinocchio?
No, Piccolo.
All right. I don't know.
Piccolo?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah. And Terry Robnett of Cannabis Patients Alliance, Dawn Blackman. And she's with the women. There's a new women's organization that she's doing the community advocacy for. And Karen Kirshner, she's a hemp farmer, researcher up in San Luis Valley.
Okay.
And Sarah Conrad is doing our social media. Thanks, Sarah. So those are the fabulous ladies that are working together to put the tea together. Nice.
And then you guys have some pretty awesome location I saw.
Yeah, McNichols building.
It's all
it's
super schmancy, fancy.
Yeah, it's it's marble everywhere.
Marble.
Yeah.
Marble on marble.
Yeah.
My marble's got marble.
And they just recently did a renovation of the inside, so the bathrooms are brand new.
There you go. Now these ladies are going to be really excited. Yeah. New bathrooms.
modern amenities
Yeah.
in an old building.
We're like,
What's
where's a
not to
tree?
love?
Dudes are like, where's a tree?
No.
There's 4 people in line. I don't know, marble. Can I just pee on the marble over here? What's going on?
Man, I don't need to know
No.
the inner minds of a man
No. You just,
having to.
you get your own secret bathroom stuff going
Yeah,
on. That's pretty much what it comes down to. We don't care about our bathroom. Girls, we got the crazy bathrooms with everything going on. It's like party time in there or something.
Ours?
No, just in general. Guys' bathrooms are always dismal, and girls' bathrooms. I had it one time when I was at the airport. I was so tired, and I was walking back to get my bags, and I really had to pee bad. So I look up, and I saw a men's room. I walked in, and I went. I think I even had to take a dump because I remember I went into one of those stalls, right? I went into one of those stalls. I'm just telling you. I went into one of those stalls, right? And all of a sudden I was like, it's really clean in here, right? I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden I could hear like a woman's voice, and I was like, oh, I think I'm in the ladies' room. Like I was in the ladies' room taking a dump as a dude, and then I had to come out of there. And when I came out of there was a security guard standing there, and he's like, did you just come out of the ladies' room? And I was like, oh, I just walked in the wrong room. And he was like looking at me all suspicious because he'd been obviously standing out long enough to know that I didn't just walk in. I'd actually been in there for about 20 minutes, probably scared of I'm going to get caught by the women. So every time a chick would come in, I'd be like, I can't leave.
Yeah.
I can't leave. I'm going to look like a total pedophile, crazy weirdo guy. Or something.
You're right. Oh, totally.
Rapist.
Totally.
Rapist. But it was when I came out and I actually looked, I was like, they couldn't see the word W-O. I just see the woe. I couldn't see the woe. I
You
just
just
saw
saw
the
the men.
men.
Yeah.
I was like,
you
yeah,
must
man.
have really had to go. You just
I
had
did.
to go.
I did. It was
and
bad.
you were tired.
It was bad. It was definitely one of those moments, though, where you're like, I can't believe I'm in here. Trapped.
Yeah.
I mean, a woman in a guy's room, no big deal. Guys would just be like, whoa. But, you know.
Well, that actually happened to me at Red Rocks, where there were
tell us more. I knew this would go somewhere.
It was at the Dolly Parton show this summer, like the
doesn't
Dolly Parton show of all
Yeah.
shows. And so it was down in the visitor centers, and there was a huge line for the women's room. And so there was like a number of women that were going into the men's bathroom.
And you were like, yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll go. And then it just felt really strange. I'll say that. But,
especially seeing all the pubes everywhere. You're like,
no.
we don't have these. We don't have
I
these
was
in ours.
Not looking. I was just
Like curly gray ones.
beeline
You're
to the stalls.
you're at Red Rocks. They're all ages and styles. So.
But yeah, and then when I came out, security was standing there, and they didn't say anything. But it was
It was an awkward moment.
Yeah, it was. But the men, they were encouraging, like, well, you got to go, honey, just go.
Of course.
You're fine.
Men are always going to encourage women to go to the bathroom, no matter what. That's part of the deal. So, what's
what a way to start. I didn't think I'd be talking about bathroom.
No, I didn't either.
I'm done show.
So, well, you
Especially
never know what you're going to talk about.
Especially before covering the tea.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, well, tea and pee. I mean,
Yeah,
it comes
tea,
together
yeah.
after you drink
Naturally.
tea.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're the only one who drinks tea at the mother's tea.
I love tea. I use tea.
Tell us how much tea actually
kind of
gets
tea?
consumed. At the
Right.
mother's
My favorite is lapsang souchong. That's the kind I drink all the time.
Drink just a
It's
little
like,
Earl
it's
Grey.
smoky.
That sounds
so
real
like-
racist.
Well, it's from.
It sounds
it's
like a
from
race.
the
Somebody made
Eastern-
that up.
Well, it's in
Lapsang
China.
ching chong.
No,
Yeah,
it's from China.
They made up some racist.
It's not racist. It's what it is.
Hella
It's what it
racist.
is.
Totally not PC. Can't believe it.
What?
Can't believe
What?
it.
Oh,
What?
come on.
Ching chong. Anything with ching chong.
A lapsang souchong.
Oh, souchong. Sorry.
Yeah. What they do, they when they pick the leaves, the black tea leaves, and then they have it laying over a pine fire, like to infuse it with that pine smoke.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
Very smoky.
You like smoke, right?
I like smoke, yeah. Good.
Terpene, piney goodness.
Smoky
Piney
piney
terps.
Yeah.
Piney terps, bro.
But not everyone likes
Piney in
lapsang
my-
souchong tea. So we'll have different kinds of tea.
So tell us more.
Well, our
Tell
lunch
us what-
sponsor is Whitestones.
Who's Whitestone?
Whitestone, they have several locations, and they're like tea masters.
Really?
And so we're excited because Joint Flavor Ventures is actually contracting Whitestones to provide the delicious tea fare,
All for you.
the sandwiches, and the tea. And then Joint Flavor
How
Ventures.
many
also
people
is-
show up to these? events?
we're expecting between 200 and 300 guests.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How many are members and how many can they?
We don't have a membership. We're not. We have an event. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're the pioneers and the trailblazers in the cannabis industry, and people that want to come join us.
Join us.
Yeah.
Sounds like a cult.
No, it's a ladylike. It's a fancy affair.
It'd still be a cult. Could be a ladylike cult.
Yeah,
You never
yeah.
know.
Well, we
Cults
are
don't have-
cannabis enthusiasts for the most part.
That's
so.
good. And
Yeah.
you can bring kids to your event, though, huh?
Yeah. It's a
So
non-consumption event.
It's a kid-friendly, non-consumption
Kid-friendly,
event.
yeah, it's a public
Well, apparently
event.
non-consumption.
Well, it's a public
There's always
event,
going to be
so
one or two. There's always going to be
That's
one
what
or
the
two rebels.
sidewalks for.
There's going to be some rebels. You're going to have some rebels in there.
Well, yeah, we are trailblazers.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah.
be trailblazers and
But
not
it's,
rebels.
we don't encourage it.
Rebel rousers? Will be the rebel rousers?
I hope not. I hope there's no.
Did you ever have any violence? No. Have you ever had any fights there?
There's security there.
Crazy
yeah.
fights go down?
No.
That would
no
be interesting.
fights,
No,
no.
that would
Yeah,
be
well, there's
interesting.
no alcohol. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Just
yeah.
tea. We're all
Alcohol and
Well,
violence.
tea can drink some
kinda
tea, you know.
has
Tea can
some
work people up. I
tendency.
mean, come on, look at all this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
I
little
know, didn't they,
caffeine
like, in
content.
Victorian times or something,
They'd
they
fight
thought
over
that,
it,
like,
yeah.
people got all crazy on
That's why the English are all most
I'm
of
pretty
them.
sure. I'm pretty sure you're
And
right.
that's
I
like
don't
why
think
we
you're
drink
wrong.
coffee or
I
something.
would, if even if it's not true, I would hope we would do that.
Yeah.
I'd hope we
Or it was just the sight of women's ankles that would just put people in a frenzy. Like, oh my God.
ankles. Wow.
Them ankles.
These damn ankles or
Sucker
cankles.
for ankles.
Just a cankle, one
Yeah.
cankle.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
to go.
Yep. There's some skin.
Uh,
Yeah, Joint Flavor Ventures.
Who's,
so they
who's
have
the big talkers there? Any big? Who's the
We
big,
do. But I want to mention that Joint Flavor Ventures is
Oh, yeah, tell
launching
us.
an edible, well, not an edible line, but a tea and coffee, infused tea and coffee.
Infused?
Yeah,
Wow.
called Purple Monkey. So that's kind of the connection. Purple Monkey will be launching Joint Flavor Ventures.
But no consumption on site.
No, yeah,
Come
just
on.
yeah, we got
Come
What,
on,
man? We got
slip it
little
in.
kids.
It's the sidewalk. That's what you got
Kids
that
can't-
for. You walk up to the event. Most events are non-consumption. You go, oh, okay.
Kids
Yeah.
can't have any tea.
No, it's
No tea for the
fine.
kids.
Yeah.
just not the main focus.
No tea for the kids.
Yeah, we'll have lemonade. Yeah, it's lovely. But yeah, we've got some amazing speakers this year.
Who you got?
So we have Carrie Roberts Skirty. So she is with Law Enforcement Against Prohibition.
Oh, good.
She worked in a federal prison.
You got me nervous for a second.
But then now she works, she's a
So
speaker
she's with
for
LEAP.
LEAP.
She's
yeah.
with LEAP.
Yep, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. And she also works for Medicine Man Technology. So,
Do you know how many people are part of LEAP now? Is it?
I don't know.
More and
But
more.
it's a national nonprofit organization.
I mean, to me, it's probably the one that would ring most true. Like they couldn't deny that. It's like, dude, these are your peeps. These aren't even our guys. This is
Yeah.
your guys. Which I'd hope there'd be more and more. Then now that it's becoming more and more apparent that there definitely needs to be some sort of a good. There's definitely good cops and bad cops. So let's figure out who the good ones are. And the good ones are probably the ones that are most logically looking at it and going, we don't need to waste our time with weed, especially.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
They're trained with conflict resolution. And
are
how to
they?
be
I don't
peaceful.
know.
I think some.
They just shoot you, right? Isn't that what they do these days? It's just straight to the gun. There's no time to talk. Well, that's the one thing that's interesting is like in Europe and in Asia, most of the times they don't ever use. They never get to that point. Like the guy will have a machete and they'll just talk him out of it. You know, they'd be like, here it's like, what machete?
Yeah.
I feared for my life.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
Straight to the.
It's definitely a problem. It's challenging. But did you ever meet Howard Wooldridge?
No, I haven't. Nope.
Yeah.
Who's
He
he?
was like, so he was one of the early LEAP guys. And he did a cross-country tour, like on his horse. He rode his horse. And he went from like coast to coast, and he had this T-shirt that says "Cops say legalize pot, ask me why," like on the front and the back. And I remember seeing him like walking beside his horse on Colfax, like West Colfax, in like 2005 or something. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then I saw him later, like in the mountains, like in Idaho Springs. And I had a chance to talk to him, and it's just like what a trip. He's just like riding his horse.
Who started LEAP? Do you know?
I don't know.
Was it that guy? Was it the same guy that had that book?
I think it was a cop.
I would assume it was a cop, but it's not the same guy that was the one that was doing all the Never Get Busted Again guy, was it? You know that guy?
Get busted again.
Yeah, there's a guy who basically that's his whole campaign was never get busted again, and he was like, "I'll tell you how not to get arrested by the police." Was it that same guy? Was that the guy that started it all? Because I remember when that guy was around in Amsterdam. Actually, came over there. We met him over there. He seemed pretty cool.
But Neil Franklin is the executive director now. Yeah, so he was a Maryland cop. But
It's always weird when you talk to cops outside of like getting arrested, because when you're getting arrested, you know what's happening. You're like, "Oh, I'm getting arrested," and I usually whenever I had issues with cops, I would never talk to them about what I was doing, but I would try to talk to them about everything else. Like, hey, what's that for? What's that thing do? What do you do with that? Like, they'd be like, can't talk to you, you know what I mean? But occasionally you get one that would be like, oh, that's the automatic release for the trunk in case somebody gets locked in there or something. And you'd be like, oh, okay, now I gotta know what that's about. Or
that's the ejector seat button.
Pretty much, yeah. And I'd always like want to know, get some inside scoops on everything, you know. But
well, it was formed in 2002.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't find any of their founding. It just says it was a group. So must have just been a whole bunch of them that just said, fuck this shit.
Yeah, they're like, this is craziness has got to stop.
Well, that's so who else you got speaking besides Leap guys and girls?
So that's Carrie Roberts Skirty, and then we also have Flora Beth Beckman of Urbanoids.
Urbanoids?
Yep, Urbanoids. So Flora Beth is from a Central
Not related
American
to the Pizza
country.
Noids, are they?
No, they might live in the same neighborhood, though.
Avoid the Noid, remember that?
I do, yeah, Domino's.
There you go.
Yeah.
Worst pizza ever, but that Noid thing was pretty smart.
Yep.
It's like Pizza Hut. I hate them, but they keep coming out with these really cool things. You saw that projector they have now?
No.
You
like
buy
the
a pizza.
The stuffed crust pizza.
Well, you buy a pizza, and it comes with this lens, and then you fold the box, and then you put a lens on it, and you put your phone in there, and it projects on the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
So you got like an instant projector.
Wow, man.
So that's the kind of shit, and I hate their pizza, and I never would buy it, but I'm like, damn, how do I get one of those boxes without the pizza in it? Can I get that? Cause I can't eat their pizza, but definitely use their projector.
Can, just get it.
And there was another one, I don't know if it was Pizza Hut, but it was somebody else who did, I think it was Pizza Hut too, and that's what pissed me off even more. It was a mixer they made on it. They had a DJ mixer that you could plug two phones
box?
into it, and then you could have a mixer on the and it was built on the box.
No way.
It was like, damn, you guys keep coming up with cool shit.
That's pretty neat.
But I hate you, and I still hate your pizza, and I'll never buy it.
You don't like pizza?
No.
I'll get some pizza.
They're like the worst. When I was a kid, they came into our town and ruined.
They ruined it?
They ruined. It was almost like South Park episode or something. They were like, pizza
man.
slut. Everyone goes to Pizza Slut.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah. No, we had a Godfather's Pizza in Illinois. Godfather's.
That's just as bad.
I remember it.
I like the little mom and pop.
Dish.
I like the mom and pop places. And that's the thing. We had this Greek guy, and he had a really good pizza place, Filippo's Pizza or whatever, and he kind of went out of business because Pizza Slut came in across the street and ruined it.
Man.
And all the kids would go there after school, and it was just the worst. I hated it.
Always
hated it. I'm from New York. Can't really like chain pizza. It's like
blah. Yeah, it's
people from Colorado don't know shit.
Well,
they think they do.
Pizza.
Here you got Betty Blanco's is okay, but it's not.
Like I see pizza all the time, and I'm like, I haven't had pizza in forever.
No,
it's comfort food.
It is.
Now
it's all trendy, and everybody's got these little trendy pizzas.
Yeah.
Which are good. Some of them are really good, but they're like $18. You're like $18 for like a slice and a half, basically, of a fucking New York pizza. You guys are killing me right now, and it was like, it's got like fresh greens, and it's got, seafood on it or something.
Seafood.
Yeah, some clams or something on there. And some
edible bugs.
No, I don't know about that, but
fresh herbs.
But in general, there is this one spot called Carton Driver, which I go to here, which is fucking amazing like that. But super expensive. Like if I bring somebody there and I end up buying them, it's like I just spent $40 on both of us to go to lunch. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm hungry. Fuck.
Can't win. I hope you get a salad. I hope you're eating salad with that pizza.
You get it on the pizza. That's what I'm saying. He puts greens on the pizza, so you have like fresh pea sprouts or something like that. Amazing. Yeah. There's no medicated pizzas yet, are there? Like there was a guy. Oh, there was.
Back in the day that
there was a company
Donuts in Portland that they had a green donut that you could order, on the sly.
Huh.
But they don't do it anymore.
The local Chinese place back in the day used to do that. They'd have a green menu, and it was before the regulations, so you could call them up, and if you had an ID, but this was years ago. This is when it was, more than not 2 years ago, not a year ago. This is a while ago. More like that or something. Yeah. Well, back in the day, in the sense of the medical program of
somehow I can't believe
Colorado,
it.
Maybe.
Somehow I cannot believe it.
What else? There was what is it, pizza? Oh, in India. Like I used to eat pizza in India for comfort food. Like if I was feeling a little.
Talking about the country of India.
Yeah, the country of India.
In case Indiana, I was thinking back in Indiana.
Yeah, it's a city. It's a city in Illinois. India, Illinois. No,
real India.
Yeah, real India.
But how
And then-
authentic
and I
was this
drank
pizza?
tea
How
there.
authentic was this pizza?
Well, like
It's like
even like the Pizza Hut would be like chicken tikka masala pizza. You know, yeah, they have some
exactly.
Indian
Naan bread,
flavors.
naan with some sauce on it.
Yeah.
Right? It was not real dough.
But like the waiters were doing like Bollywood coordinated like choreography in the aisle. It was crazy. It was like just sitting at a restaurant at a table, and then all of a sudden the walls like started rocking this bass. It's like, where do the speakers come from?
Really?
And then the dancers started coordinating and all this like dancing in the aisles. It was pretty fun.
Nothing like coordinated dancing in the aisles to get a party started.
Oh, totally.
Well,
what
that's-
else about India? There was pizza.
How long were you there for?
I had 2 trips. One was 3 weeks, and the other was 4 weeks.
Well, that doesn't sound like I thought. I thought you made it sound like you were there forever. I had my comfort
3
food.
weeks.
3 weeks, you needed comfort food already?
Well,
you were like feeling
sometimes
lonesome?
I'm just like not sure about the food.
Was this like how old were you when you did this?
Not too long ago.
Oh, really? So it's
Yeah.
recent.
Yeah, like
I don't know. India's been
6
weird. India's
years
one of those
ago?
places that like my mom used to go to Goa and all this stuff when I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid.
Goa's not real India.
No, of course. But then she
Yeah,
did it
there
all.
you
She
go.
did all India. She did Nepal and India and
Uh-huh.
did the whole.
Kathmandu.
She did all that,
Yeah.
right? But every time, like she had a parasite when she was in India,
Oh man.
and she didn't even know it until
She,
she went to a Chinese
lost a
doctor.
bunch of weight.
She went
I'm
to
good,
she
I'm
went to a
good.
Chinese doctor, and he was like, "Oh, you
I
have
don't smoke on
parasite. You have
camera.
parasite," and then he basically like gave her all these herbs, and but it was definitely one of those like if you want to really experience it, you're definitely gonna get fucking sick probably because if you don't, you probably didn't experience it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like anything. You to get there, you gotta
Yeah.
push the boundaries, the threshold.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you didn't get sick, you didn't.
I
really-
did get sick, and
Good
then I was
job.
like, I'm gonna eat pizza. Like,
and that cured you.
well, I felt like I was
Stuffed
gonna
you up,
ease-
got you all
ease
nice and
back
stuffed up, so you weren't all just
in.
cruising.
Man, I was gonna say something else about India, but I forgot.
Did you smoke any weed there?
No, the special
Hashish.
lassies. That's it.
There you go.
It was on the menu everywhere. Special lassi, and I didn't know until after that's the bong lassi.
Damn, should order that every time.
I know. But I've heard they can be
They're
pretty
pretty
potent.
damn strong.
Yeah,
I heard,
yeah. But
Any edibles.
I know, I
so.
even
And
wore,
all
like,
edibles are either
Bob
they're-
Marley
it's like
T-shirt.
it's
while
like
I
it
was
doesn't
there,
work.
Thinking Bob would find me friends, and like
Didn't work.
no.
Wrong place.
But now I know the special lassi.
Well, you did. Did you go up in the mountains? 'Cause That's where
A
you
little
gotta
bit,
go.
yeah. I was in
And that's
Sikkim.
you got to go up some altitude if you want to get
Mm-hmm.
some good hash and stuff because you're not going to find it in the city. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Just gonna get ripped off. But well, that's
Word-
cool.
Word to the wise.
I
We've got more speakers.
what's
I'll
that?
tell you more. Speakers.
Tell me
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, we can't get sidetracked.
Yeah.
We can. I will definitely
I
sidetrack
think
us.
this is like the modus operandi of the Adam Dunn show.
Yeah, we
is
totally
getting
according to some of our guests, we like to interrupt our people, talk over them, and what else what was the other? We had some good criticism recently.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, that sounds like
everyone's
me.
got an opinion
I
on
was
what
like,
should
that
be
sounds
going on.
exactly
and
like
how
my
things
kind of
should
show.
sound, yeah.
I love to interrupt
It's
people.
just the way it
Like,
is.
it's
Which
your East
makes it
Coast.
is.
Yo,
coming out,
well, we're not
yeah.
even listening to you, by the way.
But
We are. We actually are.
Are you here? Are you here?
Yeah, so
Okay.
tell us about these
There's,
listeners.
wait,
Or the listeners. Tell us about
Okay,
these
Eileen.
speakers.
Eileen, yeah.
Don't get too enthusiastic.
Konzinski.
Konjechny.
Schnee.
Konzinski.
Yeah.
Konzinski.
Yeah. Is that why I asked
Ski
you?
or
I think so, yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's really
Yeah,
awesome.
She's the president of the American Cannabis Nurses Association. So she's
Not the
coming-
420 nurses.
No.
Just
Far
gotta make sure.
from
Gotta
it.
make sure.
Far
You're
from
like, wait a
it.
minute. This ain't no
Yes.
420 nurse.
Oh, yeah.
See how we
I don't-
sidetracked that real quick?
Oh, gosh. You just keep
Yeah.
taking it to the gutter, Adam.
I know. The worst.
Yeah,
That's,
taking it to the gutter.
that's what my peeps want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they need.
Is there a chat room? Like, do they?
Yeah,
Probably.
We're not looking.
Yeah.
He's supposed to look, but he's not.
Well, kind of. It's one of the things. It's one of the many tasks. We were trying to get back on task because we're not even talking about Eileen anymore.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean? So
Eileen. Yeah,
we got to talk about
she's gonna be
fruit
speaking.
winning.
She's coming from, I think she lives in Connecticut.
I think it's New
Yeah,
York.
New
His
York.
last time, the
Yeah.
Hudson
Oh, right,
area.
right, yeah, because she was working with one of the businesses that got one of the licenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, in New York. So she'll be coming out here. She actually came to the Tea in 2012. She heard about it and came out and was really impressed, and we're like so happy to have her. So excited to hear her
Nice.
talk. And our keynote, you ready for the keynote?
Is that going on first or is that like that?
Last.
See, that's weird because sometimes they put your keynote
I know,
first,
it
and I'm
kinda-
like, that
yeah.
doesn't make sense. Last time I did keynote, I was pissed off. I was like, 10 o'clock in the morning? No one is going to be there, and nobody was there. It was like 6 people. I was like, well, that's great.
Wow.
Hi, all you 6 people. This is awesome. I'm so inspired.
Where was that? Was that in Alaska?
That was at the CannaCon, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's like, you guys do know who I am, right? I'm not a 10 o'clock kind of guy. And none of the people that are going to listen to me are either. So you should just get some local guy, talk about how awesome local stuff is.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyway. So Keynote's going to be, do you know what it's about? Do you have any idea?
No,
They didn't give a
not
title?
entirely.
No title?
Well, it's a senator. It's a senator
Oh, okay. So,
from the 32nd district in Denver.
okay, so it's obviously going to be very politically charged.
Well, yeah, a little bit. It's a Democrat, Senator Irene Aguilar. She was a doctor, so she has a medical training.
What her thoughts on 300 are.
300.
The initiative.
Oh, right, the Social Use Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we should ask her.
Then you guys don't have to waste time with these non-smoking events. You could be all hanging out and getting super blazed up.
Yeah,
you could be
social
real
use
women.
needs
They need to
to
be
be
the
addressed.
real mother's high.
Yeah.
Super high.
Well, I mean, we are modeling what appropriate use is, and
Well, no,
just
you're not,
like
'cause
kind of
you're
on
not
a-
doing any
Well,
use.
we're
That's
like,
that's not
kind of like, we've got our hands tied,
Oh, okay.
and then we're like encouraging kids, and we just need to be careful. Totally
You guys need
careful.
to chain yourself up to something, I think. So.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
you should do that.
Like a hunger strike or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, like
We're only going to drink tea. We're only drinking tea
Yeah.
until you fix
Or
this
like
problem.
Boston Tea Party, Denver Tea Party. Yeah. We're gonna
you need to
throw it overboard, man.
You guys got to get crazy.
Yeah, like how many? I'm always curious how many people actually were behind the Boston Tea Party. Like that fundamentally changed
Probably like
history in
two guys that
America.
ran up and was like, throw it in the water.
I know.
Woo,
Like,
party.
What
and
if
then
it
they
was
left.
like 5 people,
Could've
and
been.
it had a huge impact on where we went in this country, the laws, and we became a coffee drinking country because of that. We were all like mad about tea in England, and
You know what? The yellow journalism, right? We've had fake events that have influenced our country, right?
Yeah.
We've had plenty of those. Those happen all the time, every 6 years, right?
So,
Isn't
a couple
that
people,
the
right?
deal?
I don't
Every
know.
6 years, we have a false flag event that's huge and causes everybody to go in different change directions.
what are you talking about?
Whatever.
Just
We're just making up
stuff.
stuff.
The other show the other podcast that needs
It's
to
the
go
other
on.
podcast. We're doing 2 podcasts at the same time.
That's the other one that should go on,
The
right?
Illuminati
Should be going on.
podcast.
We're definitely
gonna
going to
go
do.
that
We're
far.
definitely going to have to do a conspiracy riddled show at one point, just since get it all out there.
Yeah, the whole 9/11.
I got so many of them.
inside
Oh my
job.
god! Of course, that's obvious.
Yep.
I'm not even going to go
The
there.
whole dollar bill.
Dollar
thing.
bills,
Yeah.
all that. Look, fold them up and look. Oh my God! Look,
The towers, they're
Yep.
falling.
that's real. Of course.
Well, yeah.
You got to believe everything. That's what I think. Just believe it all.
You got to believe everything.
You got to believe everything. That's pretty much
It's
my
a
theory.
child mind.
Yeah, believe it all. Take everything like it's 100% gospel. Especially the internet. That's the most important thing. You should definitely get on that and believe.
Oh, on Facebook too.
It's hard. We all get suckered into it. We're like, oh, that's Woodstock. That's not. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez, I thought that was
What?
North
Woodstock?
Dakota. Yeah, those
What?
photos of Woodstock they put out and said that it was the pipeline. You saw that, didn't you?
Uh-uh.
Oh, that was great. I totally didn't even look at the photo. It was like, God damn it, these bastards, And then later, someone's like, "That's actually a picture of Woodstock," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, delete." So delete. But
You had a little road rage kind of web.
I was
rage.
late at night. I wasn't really paying attention. And then later, when I looked at the photo, I was like, because then my friend was like, "Dude, Jimi Hendrix just got booed off stage," and I'm like, "What? Wait a minute, what's going on here? It cannot be happening." But it was.
Jimi Hendrix
So
got booed off stage.
no, it was
At
just
Mother's High Tea. What?
no. That would never happen.
No. We
You guys
love
need
his-
you need like
we need his purple velvet, man.
you need some Hendrix at
Purple
the.
velvet.
Do you guys have any
dress.
performers?
We'll have some music.
Not
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix, obviously.
No.
Or is it? You can have an.
Well, unless it's like a woman doing Jimi Hendrix.
You could have a
We
good.
could
There was
find
a
that on
there was an
Spotify.
impersonator in in Amsterdam.
Impersonator?
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, okay.
In Amsterdam, and he was. The funny part was he was the right age. That if you didn't know, you're like, dude, is it? Could it be? But if you knew anything about Jimi Hendrix, you knew he
wanted without the fame.
right. If you knew anything about Jimi Hendrix, you could look at him in 5 seconds and realize it wasn't him because he was playing guitar normal and he didn't have it backwards and upside down and do all that shit. But he was pretty damn good, and it was just that age thing, and because he was an American in Amsterdam, and he would just play, and people be like wanting to believe it. You know what I mean? Like, I was in Amsterdam, and I'm pretty sure it was him. And I saw so many times because he would play at this place called the Watering Hole, and he'd always be there. And kind of roll in, and I'd look, and I just watch the crowd every time, and it was always one guy, like calling his friend, like, "Oh my God, I think it's really him," you know. And it was just like, Amsterdam's that classic place where people would love to believe that everybody who fakely died.
Oh, they're all hanging
Jim
out
Morrison's there. And
Yeah.
Bob Marley lives there, of course. You know, of course.
That's where all the small shops are.
Yeah.
And pretty much like half the
Janis
shops there
Joplin.
are paintings of Jim Morrison and paintings of Bob Marley, because that's about as original as people get over there. Like, you know what? If we put a big painting of Bob Marley in, that would be great. You're like, no, dude. You may want to step out of that a little bit, but somehow they
He's
think
a
like you
reggae
did.
king.
They think like you did in India, where they thought that just by putting a Bob Marley thing up there, everybody would know
I
it's
thought
up.
I would make friends. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't work. Didn't
They're
work.
like, no, it's a sadhu. You have a T-shirt with a sadhu on it. Like,
Yes, or just roll, or just do what they do and like roll around on the ground until somebody says like, "Hey, you need some weed," because normally they're chilling
What?
above their head. Well, they usually hold their chilling above their head, and then they just roll for like miles. You haven't seen those sadhus? What did you do in India? You went to Pizza Hut every day?
just one day.
One day.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Sadhus are awesome. Like, I had a guy who did a 3D slideshow at one of my places, and he had brought all these, so he'd set it all up.
Pictures of sadhus.
Yeah, all these sadhus, and that was part of it. It was like India, so it was pictures of weed, pictures of sadhus, and but he did them all 3D.
Kittens.
No kittens. Mostly just hash, weed, sadhus, right? But and actually it's funny because I had Ed
weed,
Rosenthal.
sadhus,
Ed
nice.
Rosenthal was there, so it was like I had Ed Rosenthal and the 3D slideshow, right? And the 3D slideshow, everyone had to put on their 3D glasses,
fun.
and he sets up two projectors, and they were kind of a little bit offset from each other, and he puts it in, and you're like, some of it was pretty freaking amazing. You're like, damn. But the sadhus were like nuts, you know. You had like guys who basically, one guy would just roll his dick up with a stick, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
roll it up and roll it back, and you're like, what?
And then
They
like put this big
like,
concrete block.
and then put it up
and,
behind
yeah.
his butt kind of thing, and you'd be like, what the hell? And then another guy, he just rolled on the ground. That's all he did, rolled and rolled and rolled. He'd roll for like 100 miles. And he'd just roll, but he'd be smoking the whole time, which was funny because he'd have it above his head, and he'd be rolling and doing chillin' hits. It was pretty fun to watch, especially in 3D. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, God is like everywhere in India.
But yeah, and the fact that they're left alone just and they smoke all day is pretty awesome. Like, you're like, that's pretty damn cool. Gotta love that.
Yeah, talking to God.
Who else you got on the sidetrack
Oh,
show?
we've got,
On the sidetrack show. Adam done sidetrack show.
We have some
The
awesome
sadhu
sponsors.
show.
We couldn't do this without some fabulous sponsors.
Yeah.
Some Mindful.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you
Yeah.
who sponsored. There
Mindful's
you
our
go.
presenting
What are you,
sponsor.
psychic? Is this a psychic thing going on here? Because I was just about to ask.
Yep, Mindful. Y Stones, as I mentioned, the launch sponsor with Joint Flavor Ventures with Purple Monkey. CBDRX is a sponsor.
Oh, they've been sponsoring a lot of stuff lately, those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys.
I work there now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Oh, it's so much fun. So I direct operations there. And
Whipping.
yeah,
putting the whip down,
got a
dragging.
great production crew. We have a lab, and I oversee the extracts, so the production of the extracts, and then the products that we make: capsules and tinctures, and infused honey, and infused coconut oil.
Coconut.
Coco.
Oh, coconut. Feels coconut oil. Oh, very nice.
It's so fun. I mean, it's a certified organic farm, and
Where's that, up north?
so there's one in Longmont. That's
Yeah.
the R&D farm, and
Right.
then there's some fields in Pueblo County, and then also Kentucky, too.
Sweet.
We got some fields in Kentucky. Yeah.
Scott, I want to get you on the show for like a few minutes just to
Northern Lights.
hype up your other show since you're so well dressed right now. You might as well capitalize on it.
Northern Lights Cannabis Company, Good Meds Network, Miller Soils, Vicente
Might be a little
Cedarburg,
bit tight on that one. I don't know why, but
Green Spoon Martyr, McAllister Law, Stillwater Tea, Promax Grow, THR Technologies.
you need to help us with sponsorship stuff
CMT
because you obviously know how to do it.
Laboratories, Lauren Davis Law, Green Dot Labs,
What?
Boulder Wellness.
Really?
Yep.
Good job. Is that
Big
from?
Can
Did
Advisors.
CC pull that one in?
Yeah, yep. CC.
What
CC.
a-
Brought
see?
Allison on board.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, that's again. You guys.
It takes a community to put this event together.
You guys have your sponsorship figured out, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come over and figure out how to swipe
You
a
want
couple.
to be on the committee next year?
Well, as long as the committee is getting me sponsors for my show, that'd be
Oh.
great. That's how I will do it. So I'm gonna
Yeah, who
jump.
are you?
Who the hell are you?
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm Tricky. Tricky Glass.
Tricky.
Glass.
Here, turn around and show everybody because there's a
Yeah,
camera
you
right there.
just
Just
see
give
him.
everybody a little face shot. Gary, he
Shot.
is a person. Yeah.
Look at his suit.
What up? Yeah. So he is setting up for the show tonight.
Yeah.
What kind of show?
We're gonna host a little pipe show here, a little art pipe show.
Pipes, dude.
Called
You
Diamonds
didn't
Are
tell me.
Forever.
You didn't tell me it was pipes.
Diamonds are forever.
Yeah.
Did somebody say diamonds?
See,
Yeah.
the girls get all excited. Go tell all your girlfriends about
Well,
Diamond Show.
all the glass features glass that was cut using like a gem cutter technology, gem cutting technology.
Faceted,
so
kind of
faceting
nice.
glass. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we're doing.
And a little
How
bling.
long have you been doing glass?
I've been blowing glass 7 years now. Seven years. Yeah. 2009.
Nice. It goes quick. I'm sure.
It does.
Once you hit 20 years, though, that's when you start to go like, ugh. Anything at 20,
You're pretty deep in at that
then you're
point.
deep. Yeah, that's like all my friends who've been blowing glass for like 20 years. It's funny because like, not to say that they're super successful at it. Maybe some of them are, some of them aren't. But it's just realizing that, like, thinking back and being like, well, yeah, 20, no, that's pretty good. And you just can't help but be experienced at that point, right? It's like,
For sure.
and this industry is so growing so quick too. Are you from here, Denver originally, or?
Actually, I'm from Georgia originally.
Ah.
I've been living out here in Denver 5 or 6 years now.
So most of your glass blowing career has been out here.
Yeah, it has. I was living out in Colorado before I started blowing glass, and I traveled California and Oregon and all over the place, but Colorado is calling me back, so
Nice.
I've been back here since
Where you
then.
living in Colorado?
I live in Coal Creek Canyon up in the mountains.
Good old Coal Creek.
Yeah.
That's where I lived. That's the first place I lived when
For sure.
I lived on Blue Mountain. So I
Okay.
first went up
Yeah,
first.
right
So
there.
I didn't have to worry about driving up the hill. So like anytime there's a big storm, I'd be like, man, good thing I don't have to keep going.
Well, that's the buffer. That hill's the buffer between me and all the bullshit,
right.
you know.
But yeah, I lived in the buffer. I was in the buffer zone.
Yeah.
Cool. So you have a studio at your house, or you got go ahead?
Both, actually. I have a home studio that I maintain for
Yeah, because
like projects with friends and stuff like that.
it's hard to get out of there in the winter sometimes.
Yeah, it is. That's another good point. But yeah, it's tough to collab. My studio down in Denver at Mean Screens has like 15 artists
Wow.
at 14 benches. So
That
not a
sounds
lot
like
of
some-
room for other people to come and collab with you from outside the studio unless we do something. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So we do that at the house a lot.
Sweet. And so what do you got for collabs this show?
Oh, I think almost everything is collabs for this show.
Really?
It's one of my favorite things to do. I enjoy working with other artists. I feel like when I put my efforts together with other artists, that's when you kind of get something that's better than maybe the one person could be by themselves sometimes, you know?
Sure. And I think also the, just for solo show especially, it adds, that much more just because somebody who comes in who maybe doesn't know any of the artists might not see it, but then you'll get other people who know, maybe they don't know you, but they might know the other artist and they can spot it like from across the room, which is really cool. Because then it makes them look at your work and, the vice versa. I feel like that seems to be the flavor of the times right now. It's like everybody's about working together, where back in the 90s when I started selling glass around 93 in Amsterdam, and it was almost all Americans coming over with their cases and stuff, and didn't see anybody doing any collab work back in the day. It was very few, rarely. Maybe a marble that somebody put on, something like that. And Millies, of course, that would be the most collab work. Be like, I use this guy, because most people can't do the Millie work, but they can do everything else. And sometimes with marbles and shit like that too. But now it seems to be like everybody's adding their own flavor to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things that contribute to that. One being just that it's flourished as an art form rather than just a craft or something that somebody does as a job to get by. And then secondly, because the legalization of cannabis and just the spread of medical cannabis has just opened up, I think everyone's less scared, I guess is what I'm saying, to put it out there.
Sure, it used to be like after Pipe Dream and Operation Pipe Dream, everybody freaked out.
Oh, totally.
Well,
There was definitely reason for it too.
Yeah, Tommy Chong.
And now the difference is that everybody's on Instagram, and there's also this whole underground market, which is flourishing, which is not, before it was pretty much like you had to know somebody, or you had to be at the right place at the right time, or on lot, or something like that, and that's pretty much where you got your stuff. Now it's pretty much like across the board, anybody can do it, get online, which I feel like part of what's interesting, part of what's interesting is that, all right, calm down.
It's the sunglasses. Maybe it's the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Mother's High Tea, get your tickets at Eventbrite.
Exactly.
Eventbrite.com, Mother's High Tea.
But what I was saying earlier is that I think, back in, I think part of right now, maybe the interesting thing is being less accessible maybe makes you more of a desirable artist than the fact that everybody's so accessible is kind of like maybe defeating some of it to the point where the guys are, it's almost like musicians who were, I wouldn't say they're smart enough, but they just decided from the beginning, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out and wear makeup every single time I'm out because I want to have a life. And then they can have a life because nobody knows what they look like. But at the same time, that's what's kind of happened with glass is that there's some guys out there that nobody even knows. Same with graffiti artists too. It's like the reason why Banksy is so successful is because nobody knows what he looks like.
I thought Banksy was a woman.
And the few people that do know what he looks like are never gonna. They're in it for the long run. And so he can walk the streets and nobody's gonna bother him. You know what I mean? At the same time, everybody knows his name. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I feel like with glass, maybe a good thing is to not be accessible to the average guy, and then you may build your mystique and actually, as long as your work's good, obviously. I mean, it's not like you can't put out crappy work and think that just because no one knows who you are, you're going to be successful. I'm so scarce, and my stuff sucks, dude. It's all fractured, and No, but if you have like quality work, you put it out, but you also don't make it hard. It's like the weird thing now that people. Like when you look at books about how to be successful, part of it is to not answer your phone ever to anybody. Like just leave it. Have someone else do it all for you, because when you do that, now you are so hard to get in touch with. Whereas and I'm terrible like that. I don't know whose number it is. I pick it up and they're like, sometimes it's a good call, but a lot of times it's a bunch of garbage. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm not scared to pick up the phone. Some people start off maybe scared because they got millions of issues or whatever, but at a certain point that actually becomes their yeah, I'm telling you, that's
where are you going with it?
I'm telling you, just be exclusive and be hard to get. Be hard to get.
I mean, that's
why I like solo shows. That's why I like these solo shows though, because if it gets guys who aren't just like instantly accessible, like, oh yeah, I just ordered a piece from him yesterday. It's like, okay, well that's not, so no one's gonna drive cross country for that guy.
Right.
But if it's like, oh dude, they're 6 months backed up, the only way to get it is to get it through the shop. The shop's got 9 guys ready to buy it. They're gonna auction it. Those are the guys that are like, oh.
I mean, you definitely want that. Who doesn't want that for their career?
But it's hard because you got to make that decision. You have to stay exclusive. And it's hard. It's like the phone's ringing.
Business.
Phone's ringing. You're like, that could be the one. And you're like, let someone else answer it. Oh yeah, he's really busy right now.
I don't know.
What's the price ranges?
I mean, we have a lot of accessories here, which are just smaller pieces. But for all the functional works, the pipes, anywhere from, I think I have something at around 1,100, and then something as high as 7,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also really interesting too, is because back in the day, pieces were so much bigger. Just everybody wanted big. I want it so big, and now it's like 10 inches or less. And that's it. There's no, nobody really even wants, it's hard to sell anything bigger than that. I mean, not that you can't.
No, I mean, everything here is under 12 inches for certain, and I don't think I would intentionally build something over 12 inches just due to the nature of the market right now. I mean, there's a point in following the trend of the market, too. You can't just, I mean, like you said earlier to me, you got to have some work that functions well. People are looking for that,
Yeah. That's why I love Ham. I like Waterworks and stuff like that. Every time I see his stuff, I'm always like, God, it's so perfect. Like, it's just, the flow is so right, and everything works perfectly on it. But at the same time, it looks so simple, you know? And then you're like, and the more you look into it, the more you're like, well, these guys actually used math and they actually thought about this, and they got the right drag, and they don't have any issues, and you can put anything on it, and it hits really good. And other pieces I've had from people who were, might have looked great, but after one hit, it was like, God, every too many, it's like perforated with thousands of little holes that all clog up at once. You know what I mean? Instead of having just a smart function. So yeah. Well, cool. You, I know we only got a couple more hours till the show starts, so I'll let you get back to it.
I have a lot to do. I appreciate it.
You got any? Now that I said you should be unaccessible, how do they reach you?
Honestly, the best way to reach me is social media. Just find me on Instagram at tricky_glass, TRIKKY.
Right. Make sure you emphasize.
TRIKKY.
Yeah, tricky. Picked it up off the internet when I was 12.
It's a tricky way to spell tricky.
It is.
Yeah. How long have you been known as Tricky?
I guess since I was about 12 or so when I picked the name up. Yeah.
Nice. So it wasn't like a
The
recent.
skateboard? From Skateboard
No, it
Origin?
wasn't. It was another person online. I just jacked their screen name.
Oh,
I think it was the first person I ever chatted with online.
Yeah, you're like, I love your
It's
name.
like
Later.
dial-up
Yeah.
status, you know.
You're like, you'll never find me now.
Yeah, that guy's out there just pissed. I'm making a career off this.
Oh man, was it the just the tricky part though, right? There's
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Was he a glass blower?
No,
No.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Let's hope not.
Who knows?
Tricky's coming to get you.
I know.
You know, now he knows where you're at, so you better watch out.
Yeah.
This is scary stuff. Well, cool. I can't wait for the show tonight. I got
What's
my
it
suit.
called? Diamonds?
Diamonds are
Diamonds are
forever.
forever, yeah.
Diamonds are forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I got my suit. I'm ready to suit up.
That's right. We're getting fancy.
Getting schmanced out down here.
Is your dog even going to dress up?
Oh, no, she's
Get a
about
boat-
as dressed up as
get
I
a
think
tie.
I'll ever get her to be. I don't think that's going any more than
Little-
that. You
little
heard her
doggy
back there.
cuffs.
She doesn't even really like when people get too close to her, let alone put a shirt on her or something.
Yeah, a little bow tie or something.
Yeah,
You know.
a little
goodness.
tutu.
That would be cute, but I don't
No.
think it's happening.
Not gonna happen. Well, cool.
Halloween.
So if you are in Denver, show starts 7:10 tonight. Goes on until whenever we decide.
Yeah.
Can't ever have a stop time. Stop times don't make sense.
No.
Just when it starts.
We just follow the flow.
And hopefully there'll be nothing left after tonight, so you can't come down and see it. But if there is a few pieces left, you can always come down 2209 Welton, where we're at right now at Sohi Gallery. Check out. At least you'll get to see some bling in the cases. So that's about. Maybe they'll be empty with just bling.
Yeah.
That would be the best. Well, cool. Thanks for just making it all the way from over there to over here.
Dude, thank you for having me all the way over here.
Cool. No, I'm glad to have you.
Appreciate it, man.
Sweet. And let's see, we're in the last 15-minute wrap up.
Is there some water? Can we get some water?
Yeah. We can always get water.
What's this? A bolo?
This is a YOLO Bolo. We
YOLO
got this
Bolo?
last
Yeah.
from our friend
Ben?
Ben Droz.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Cool.
you know Ben.
Yeah.
He gave me a YOLO Bolo.
Sweet.
And I was telling him that I actually went through a Bolo stage in my life.
You did?
Yes,
You
I did. Yeah, I did. I used to wear a black one with turquoise on it. And,
Uh-huh. When you were
Sorry.
in Amsterdam.
yeah, when I first got to Amsterdam, I think I still did, and I used to do it when I was in Australia. I don't know, it was just weird. I was just like
Yeah,
kind of
you're
like it was
like
my
a
little accessory thing.
Little American homage.
Yeah, kind of Mexican
Yeah.
American, but I'm not one. But I wear a bolo, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Yeah, we had him on last week
Oh,
for a
it's got
minute.
the tips on it too.
Well, the tip says what I used it for, and I told him, dude, make these into dabbers. Dude. Are you kidding me? This should be a dabber. And he's like, oh, I never thought about it. Make these out of titanium. Scoop. Come on, useful now. Now there's a use.
Functional.
It has to be functional.
Thank you.
That's the thing. That is the stoner thing. If anything is semi-functional, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what? You can open a beer with that? Cool. Like it. It's gonna be good.
There's a line called debutante. And they're earrings, and that they're like a magnet, so you can pull it off.
Oh, I didn't see those.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be
Who's
wearing
that
those.
gal? Mary Wanderer.
But uh-huh.
Yeah. She's
Well,
in,
it's like there's that other company that
Massachusetts.
does the hoodies with the
with
the pipe,
smoke.
but that's so
the tube.
that's too much. To me, that's like, when I was
that smell like at some point
yes,
that's just gonna stink.
yeah. I was
It's
just gonna
just
say
a
when I
tube
was
I'm
too,
just guessing.
when I was 14, 15, like I pretty much would have done all that.
Oh, totally.
But then what happens is you kind of figure out like, oh yeah, this shit stinks. Like and there's no way to clean it out really easily, and it's kind of lingering around your head the whole time. So not the greatest idea.
Yeah,
but
that plastic will kind of start to smell.
exactly.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So
Probably expensive too.
is that it for speakers, or did we just sidetrack you in every way, shape?
Yeah, no, we got it. Senator Irene Agnew
Okay.
is the keynote.
So we somehow managed to
Konieczny.
piece together your
What is it? Konieczny.
Konzinski.
Konzinski.
Konieczny.
Konieczki.
It's.
Oh, never.
I know. I got 9 days, 10 days to practice. Florbeth Beckman and Carrie Roberts Skirty.
Uncle Stoner, get on the mic. Which one? It's just that one right there.
All of them.
All of
I got all these people wandering around my spot. I got to put them on the show for at least 5 seconds. Uncle Stoner, he loves to get microphones in his face and all that. He's in his heaven right now.
Oh yes, definitely.
This is you, and you got hair, so you don't have to worry about being with your back against the camera. So it's not like a monk or something just sat down. So you're good.
well, at least I'm not
You
like
got
I
a
used to
credit
look with
card
the
out, man.
dreadlocks.
Yeah, exactly. Then everyone would just be looking at your dreads now and going like,
You've
"What the?"
you've got your credit card out.
Oh, he's
buying some glass?
he used to be like all cash and dreads, and now look at him, he's cards and I don't know, got hair. He got hair.
Time changes, you know.
Time changes, but Uncle Stoner lives on. Do you use the Uncle Stoner name as much, or you're pretty much now Bobby West?
I try and use Bobby West, but Uncle Stoner keeps on coming back, and
you can't stop.
Now it's getting trademarked, so you know.
Oh.
By you?
Okay, tell us about your. Okay, so one of the things that's funny about
you've trademarked it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the process.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about all your TV stuff, because that was pretty funny. Like when you had, was it Jimmy Kimmel or who was it?
Oh no, that was the High Chaparral show back in the day, or which one?
I don't know. Somebody on one show was talking about you. Yeah. Without you knowing that they were talking about you, I think, and then they finally got in touch with you. Who was that?
That was Getting High with Doug Benson, I think.
Was it Doug? Oh, yeah, Doug Benson actually was one. Yep, that was true. That was.
Yeah, it was them two Swedish or Switzerland guys, comedians, Flip something.
Oh, yeah, that's who it was. That's who it was. Swiss guys. I met him, and basically, he was part of their act, basically. He was like, yeah, we met this guy. Tell us a story about how he became famous.
No, they just kind of said, they kind of did it wrong. They said, well, we met this guy back in Amsterdam. We filmed him and all that. But he told us when he gets back home, when he wakes up, there's a bong next to his bed, which they're correct. When he goes in his shower, there's a bong in his shower, which they were also correct on that. When I get done, when I go in the kitchen to cook my meal, there's a bong there. Yes, that's correct. And then they said, I sit down and smoke a bong and wash my fish tank, and that's all I do. Well, that's not correct. Yes, I sit down once in a while, wash my fish tank, but no, I was extremely busy, man. I was in a different country every month, sometimes 2 different countries. Just
I met him in Amsterdam. Went like 2001.
I think 2001.
2001, something like that.
2001 and 2002, yeah.
And we had him in a fashion show.
Oh, yeah, fashion show.
Oh, yeah.
Fashion show.
He was in our fashion show. He was in our
the Cannabis Cup show.
Cannabis Cup show. It was the Cushage year that we did the Cushage, so it was Enter the Cushage, right? So Cushage. And we started it off with Caveman, and he happened to have the perfect look. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I was all dreaded out.
Dreads.
He had blonde dreads,
Yeah.
And I was just peeking on shrooms when I
exactly.
On stage, to be honest with you, it.
Yeah, he was definitely peeking on shrooms, and he had to run off and disappear. He was gone, and
into the night.
But he was a regular. I mean, you were there every year I left in 2010. I don't know. You were probably pretty much still coming there.
No, I think late 2010. When they started searching at Centrum, the backpacks and stuff.
You were like, you're done.
I'm done with this.
But then you hooked up with Adam from Smoker's Guide.
Oh, yes.
Smoker's Guide is like a book that came out in Amsterdam probably like the late 90s, I think.
Yeah, it's 20 years ago, so yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. So 96. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And coincidentally enough, which was kind of weird, is that he went to his brother went to school with Doug, which is my partner, and it was kind of like one of those like, who this little Adam guy? Some guy named Adam? I get into suspicious when I hear other people with my name and they're doing similar things. I'm like, this is kind of weird. But anyway, he made a book. It was like a pretty much a little guidebook. It's been still going. I'm amazed that it's still like just cranked out for years. But now it's all totally new. It's got a whole new life because it's in America's actually.
Yeah, we're branching out the U.S. and Canada. This is going to be the first place in the U.S. that we launch it in Colorado.
Nice. So you haven't actually launched the U.S. edition yet?
No. We're actually getting contracts and stuff and advertisement for it.
And you've been hanging out with Boston George. You're the one who got us the interview that time. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, no problem.
And that was awesome. But you've been hanging out pretty much at all the shows. Not all of them, but a lot of shows and stuff with him, huh?
We went through like 4 or 5 of them. He's back in California now. He's working with some other managers right now because I've gotten so busy. I'm in a different state or a different country every month now. Again, covering different events or talking to different people about the cannabis movement.
Cool. That's what we do too. Yeah. Same thing, man.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Just
talk. But we don't get to go anywhere. Well, sometimes we do, but we're not all budgeted out. We don't get to drive around in buses that are all covered in dab slab stuff. Yeah. So locally, what have you been doing?
Locally, when I'm here, just chilling out. As I said, getting ready to get the book ready, getting advertisements and stuff for Smoker's Guide. Been doing some filming and stuff. I'm headed up to Jason Cranford's farm tomorrow. He's the one that does Haley's Hope. We're interviewing him.
Cool. Sweet. And are your interviews all in one location, or how do people check them out?
Smoker's Guide TV on YouTube, Canna Broadcasting, or they can even Google Uncle Stoner, and usually the videos will come up.
And they'll just pop right up.
Just pop up.
Good. And you got married, what, 6 months ago?
Yes,
7
March.
7 months ago?
So
whatever that is.
Whatever month we're
Whatever
in now.
that is. Whatever that is.
Over in Jamaica, actually, we had the first legal cannabis wedding in Jamaica. I mean, our derbs, we had a dab station out on the
Nice.
pier, everything. Totally official. Yeah.
I know. I was, it was one of those things. You come to Jamaica? I was like, yeah, send me a ticket, dude. I'll be there. No
Yeah.
problem. It was a no problem. No problem, man. Just send me a ticket. And you've been covering all the cups, and you've been covering all that. How'd you feel? Did you feel like you got saturated, you got too much a little bit? Because you were hitting so many of them. It must have been like, because I know how even myself, if I have to go to 2 or 3 in a row, I'm like,
7 a year now, 8.
Yeah, it gets tiresome. I do back off now and only do a selected few ones.
right. You did Michigan,
Go
though.
to- yeah,
Yeah,
how was
Michigan, because Michigan, I love Michigan.
Did you do the
I will
did you
always
do the Abolition Derby?
No, I didn't do
See,
that.
that's the one I would have went to.
Yeah.
The Dabolition Derby?
Yeah, they
Where
had
was
like
that?
was at their racetrack that they own now.
Oh, well, the one in Michigan? Or
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely went to that. Okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry, because they had some kind of called Dab and Derby in California or something.
No,
like
the
that.
Abolition one that was in
Oh,
Michigan.
yes,
And
I
that-
had-
so tell me, because that's something I wanted to go to.
You know, at first the owners were kind of leery. I'll be honest with you. Of
course, you got guys getting really high and driving
But
around.
after the first or second race, they were letting us light up joints in the car. You know, start your engine, light your joints, and boom, we taking off. And these
That
cars were
sounds not
pretty
dangerous
souped
at
up.
all.
you
Light
know.
your joint in a car you're about to smash up. And
No one
gas
got
everything.
any wrecks. That's the best part. I mean, I filmed it all. I mean, everybody.
So what kind of Demolition Derby is it if you know Rex?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was
yeah.
more of a race, I think. Everybody was trying to not wreck, I think. I mean, there was a few crashed in, but nothing major.
What kind of cars?
There were
Anything, right?
go-karts, but they were pretty souped up.
Were they
I mean,
go-karts?
Yeah, no, they were go-karts, this one where I went to, the
Oh,
go-kart track.
oh,
But they
no, I
were
think
pretty
it's a
souped up,
different
so it
one.
might be a different one that
I
we're talking about.
saw a big dirt track, and it was it was a high times event. Was this a high times event or not?
No, well, yes, it was at the Michigan Cup. It was after the nighttime.
No,
I
this
think they're
sounded like it was-
sponsored by, not Grow for Vets, but Weed for Warriors, yes.
Okay.
Weed for Warriors.
Well, it's definitely. I mean, obviously, I don't give a shit about lighting up a joint while you're smashing
No.
cars up, but I could definitely see them going like, I don't know if that's the best idea.
But,
A lot of insurance for that event.
But it also shows you that, it's totally different than alcohol. I'm sorry. I mean, I know people that
So
seem
it's
like
like the
they drive better and
slowest
pay more
race ever.
attention.
Basically, the slowest race ever. It's like, are these guys ever going to go anywhere? They're like, dude, pass
How
me
fast
the,
are we going?
pass the
I think
rig
we're
over
pirates.
here.
5 minutes of putting their arms up going, no.
In slow motion.
Yeah,
Not
slow
going
motion.
any- not going anywhere.
Or no, they should have like everyone's driving cars with sticks, and then they like lose track of which pedals what.
Is that what would happen?
That happens sometimes, yeah. Or, like,
No, not
accelerate
the
or
stick
brake.
shift race. Oh, everybody's
There's
confused.
3 pedals.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Get really high and have to count all 3. Well, cool. We're down to the last 4 minutes. I just wanted to bring you on to
Well, appreciate it.
fill up some time and
Always, hey,
get you
always
on when we
appreciate
can when you're standing right there. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I kept on walking by. No, I was kidding.
And again, like, we want to thank you for that Boston, Georgia interview, because that was like out of nowhere. Basically, it made me look good as usual. Thank you for that.
Oh, he's an amazing guy, though. I mean, the stories that he has, they
Yeah.
didn't even put
Yeah.
it in the movie. You have to read the book. Even the book doesn't have some of the amazing stories he tells me when he calls me. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty crazy stories.
Yeah, no, and it's good when you get these people while they still can, convey it properly, and I'm sure pop things out that they didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
So I guess what was the way to get in touch with you again?
Uncle Stoner
That's
at
right.
Uncle Stoner at sg.com.
Yep.
Or on Uncle Stoner on Smokers Guide TV or Uncle Stoner on smokersguide.com.
Boom.
Yeah.
Cool. Or talk to Doug Benson and he'll know where you're at.
There you go.
Be like, Doug, where's he at?
And smokersguide, of course.com.
Nice. And you were just at Champs last week.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed the glass. That's one thing I like. I'm really into the glass artistry. That's why I came here to check out what you got
Nice.
said.
Yeah, that's why you're here early. Like I told them, they asked me, are they, people come early? I was like, yeah, they're really annoying ones. They come early. I want to look at everything before you've actually put it out. So there he is, right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Well, I left my.
Sneak
I
peek.
thought I left my my business card holder here, but I found it right before I got here. Go figure.
Oh, there you go.
So
Well,
that
cool.
was my excuse.
If
for
you
coming
did,
over
we
here.
would have had it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't you worry.
Always. I know you guys. Good people here.
Sweet.
Good
Well, thanks.
studio. I like all the stuff you got going on downstairs. Some beautiful new 2016.
Oh
line up
yeah!
there,
Don't
man.
forget to hype that up again.
Oh no! Ooh, that one there. Yeah. I'm
Hoodlam.
afraid to send my wife down there. I have a feeling that I'll be having a
Hoodlam
bigger bill.
2016, new fresh gear in the house.
Yeah, you don't have to be peeking on mushrooms.
Diamonds Are Forever show here tonight.
That was pretty funny, though.
See, shout outs from our buddy over here, TTI.
Hey, Camp Jodry. Hey, shout out Golden Tarp.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Golden
Good.
Tarp.
Gold
Go
Tarp.
see him out in Redway.
Yeah, well, thanks for getting on with us earlier if you're still listening. And I definitely want to judge that next year. He invited us, because we talked to him earlier. He invited us.
Yeah, back in
It didn't
June we
work out.
talked.
It didn't work out this time, but I'm definitely going to do that one because that's between that and the Emerald Cup. Those are pretty much that would cover my whole West Coast Cup thing.
You know they're having a Jack Herrera Cup though in Vegas.
I did hear about
Did you hear
this.
about that? Now that's
Vegas.
something I want to go to because my first clones came from Eddie Lepp and Jack Herrera. The original Jack Herrera came from Jack back in the day, and I got it from him. So
Right. Nice.
Cool.
I saw Jeannie putting something out. Like she was like, "I'm not 100." You know, it's kind of like I was like, "This could go one way or the other." Like, let's see how these guys do it. Hopefully, they give to the right things, and it all. Hopefully, Jeannie gets something out of it because that's one of those things where Jack's. As you just said that about strains, it's like a lot of people think he was a grower, but he's not a grower.
No.
You know, he's definitely an activist, and you know, obviously surrounded by growers. That definitely helps. Eddie Lepp, on the other hand, definitely a grower.
yeah,
But, you know, a lot of people, it's kind of weird. Like, it's you talk to somebody young in the industry and you say Jack Herrera, they're like, oh, the grower. And you're like, no,
Nope.
dude, you got to
Nope.
get your shit together. That's like, read about that at least. If anything, if you don't,
Charismatic leader.
if you don't know
speaker.
him, yeah, charismatic is one thing. He's a nutcase in one side of him. I mean, that was what was cool about him is that he was so passionate and so, like, you know, classic Jack is like, you know, spit flying out while he's telling you,
pulling a joint out of his nose.
yeah, something.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, he had a big nose. No, I seen him pull a joint out of there one
Big
time.
nose.
I'm serious. He had, I mean,
He loved
No
his,
way.
and you know, and he's one of those guys
Magic
that
tricks.
like you know,
Stony magic.
you had to
tricks,
see him
pulling
live. You had to see him
joints
live
out
to
of
see
your
what was
nose.
really going on.
Oh yeah.
The book
he was
itself,
a fireball.
the book itself is amazing. A lot of that has to do with the fact that he worked with Chris Conrad, and Chris Conrad's a really organized, smart guy. Him and Mickey, you know, put so many hours into that that's one of those things where you know for a fact that it's a group effort. You know what I mean? But he was a mouthpiece, and he knew how to get people going,
Yeah.
and he knew how to get people to realize like this is happening. You know what I mean? And what's really cool. And I tell everybody now is like, you know, the things he talked about are actually happening, and it's pretty awesome to see. And you know, to the point where it's like, well, something's got to be wrong. Can't all be right. You know what I mean? Like, and he knows that too. But the whole point of that $100,000 challenge that he had put on the back of the book was that until we do it, we'll never know if it's true. So now we're doing it, and so it'll be interesting to see how much of that particular challenge, which is the fact that, you know, all of the food, fiber, medicine could be produced. Yeah, I think it could, but again, like the only way to find out is if we do it. So that's the challenge, and if they accept it and we actually get a chance to prove it, yeah, maybe 80% will come out right. Maybe there'll be 20% where we'll be like, all right, we're a little bit overthinking that one.
off there,
But I think for
yeah.
the most part, the most important parts are true and being proven. You know, so, and that's the fun to watch. Sit on the front of it.
now you know Eddie's getting out too, December 10th.
Oh, really?
Eddie
No
Lepp is
way.
getting out. His lawyer.
That's the same day
contacted-
as.
Oh, no, excuse me, December 7th. Sorry.
Oh, so
December
he'll be
7th.
at the Emerald Cup, I assume.
No, I already asked his lawyer, and it seems like
He's not allowed?
Not yet. Not yet.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
well, maybe he'll do it on screen. He can just come up on the screen.
Yeah.
Someone
Maybe we
should
can
just film
figure
him.
something out. I'm going to meet him when he flies in and everything.
Nice. Well, then that's your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to get him broadcast at the Emerald Cup. I'll be doing the seminars and panels and stuff over there, so I'll be talking with Hazel and Taylor and all them.
Okay.
So I could probably coordinate that, and that would be pretty awesome if we
Okay,
can
we'll
get
try
him
to
to
do
do
that. We'll work that out.
or at least during the award ceremony.
Yeah.
He should be get him his face up there and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, Eddie's out.
Finally, you know.
Unless he doesn't get himself in trouble again. Tell him not to get out and start being crazy.
Being Eddie.
Don't be Eddie
Preaching,
right now.
don't preach too much now.
Don't be Eddie too much right now. Try to keep your Eddiness down.
Yeah. Reverend Eddie.
Steady Eddie.
Right?
Yep.
Well, cool. Shout outs, anybody?
Mother's High Tea
Whoop, whoop.
Committee. All of our awesome sponsors,
They do one of
especially
those.
Michael.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, okay.
And yep, come see us Monday, October 10th from 10 to 2.
Awesome.
Have fun at the tea party.
Big shout out to Cece, who just went to pick up little Nick. And shout out to her running that shop downstairs. If anybody's in the area and you want to get some new Hoodlum gear, now is the time. We got some last year stuff on sale. We got brand new stuff, not on sale, but brand new. So you can
Brand new.
brand new's
fly.
one
Dress is
thing.
adorable.
And that'll be going on. We like to put deadlines and then just completely ignore them and keep going. So, good chance that we'll suggested that it'll be over tonight, but we'll be around in the next couple weeks. So, come on down here and pick that up. Also, shout out to my mom down at the farm running things.
Hey, Mom.
The boys are here, so I know they're not running nothing right now down at the farm, but normally they would be. Shout out to Tricky and the show tonight here at the Sohai Gallery.
Shout out to Diamonds.
Shout out to Diamonds, because you know what they are? They're forever. They're forever. And come on down 7:10 to midnight here. And big shout out to Mitch for not showing up, you bastard. you bitch.
What up, Mitch?
What happened?
I got your seat.
He went to the doctor today.
Oh.
What are you scheduling doctor appointments during the show for? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Must be serious.
He came down with something serious, I think.
Well, he had a flu, and
he's a sickitis.
He said wasn't thinking he was going to have a voice tonight, which is never fun.
He's saving his voice.
But he is bringing his suit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all going to be
he'll
suited.
They're not bringing the voice.
No voice.
Oh.
Suit and no voice. But hopefully by next week he'll be able to get right up in the mic like he does. He likes to snuggle. He likes to get up in there. He's snuggler. He's a snuggler Mike Snuggler. So hopefully he can get up in there and present a good show with me for once. Jesus Christ, he's been out. How many shows has he missed lately? He's been missing shows left and right.
Yeah,
This guy.
He's busy.
I mean, if I miss a show, I'm in Alaska. But I still get on the show. I still do a show while I'm up there.
Yeah. You're dedicated.
I have to be. I got my name on the damn thing. It says Adam
Yeah.
Dunn Show, right? So I can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Mitch Shanasa, until he has the Mitch Shanasa show, he's allowed to get out of it whenever he wants. The lucky guy.
Dang.
But next week we'll be all together. Thanks for everybody for listening. We haven't even looked on we didn't look at a single
chat room
thing. I'm sorry. Too much going on.
Bring your moms to Mother's Day.
I'm pretty sure Spring Hill Jack was there. And I'm pretty sure a bunch of our guys were there. And I want to thank them all for listening all the time and making the show what it is. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you all next week. Booyah!
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own hidden